Okay, welcome to our Shadowrun session number 60 for Season 2, Episode 22. This is the fourth of 5 playtest games where people get to try out different ideas, see how horrific cyber combat really is, and why not having your resident cyber guru with you is really dangerous for your long-term health. So, at the table today we have Gary.
Gary. I'm playing Raven, who is a street kid who lives and operates within the cracks and fissures of society, and is a bit worried by this idea that not having this, what do you go, cyber expert or something is gonna. Okay, yeah, all right.
How bad can it get? I'm sure is what everyone says. Next at the table we have is Izzy.
Hi, I'm playing Jane, the cyber rabbit shifter bounty hunter with a grudge against an ex-boyfriend who's posting nasty crap online and about the media, so she's probably going to have to put her foot square between his cheeks. Yeah.
And I want to be there when it happens.
Yep. Someone's going to pick up his pieces.
And sell them.
Also at the table is Ariadna.
I'm playing Shadow, Awakened Elf, and also fired in my not so long dead past from the corporations when I tried to redistribute funds to where I felt that they were better spent, for which I've seen my colleagues or cohorts in our Robin Hood undertaking get their back broken or have their head taken off entirely by gigantic gorilla mech things. So I'm hoping that next time we confront something, that I'll be able to hide behind Jane. Because I'm fairly sure she'll have a better job at kicking their butt than I will.
Don't worry, I've just introduced Gary's character to the talent Don't Shoot Me. Or it's actually Don't Shoot, which when he uses it once per session, he can stop an opponent from being able to target him for the rest of the encounter.
Cool. Oh, well, that sounds handy.
As long as he doesn't engage in combat.
Yeah, well, it facilitates escape, which is an important thing, being able to escape from these encounters with gorilla bots.
Which means if a police car pulls you up and there's only one person and you pull that on them, you can run away from them and they can't shoot you.
Yeah, that's a good use of it.
So you'll not have the shot
will
while
it work
trying
on
to
the
escape.
gorilla bot, though? That's the question. Or does it only work on
No,
humans?
it'll actually work on gorilla bots as well.
Oh, wow, okay.
It won't stop them from pinning you, but it will stop them from being able to use a combat action against you.
Okay, all right.
And magic can be combat actions as well, so that can limit their ability to mess you up.
Sounds good.
Great for a support character.
Yep.
Online today we have Jeremy.
Good evening all. Yes, I'm playing Desmond Deadcup, the elf who was an orphan growing up on the streets of Seattle with the ultimate dream of joining the ancient Go Gang. Has discovered that possibly there's more to his life and that history that he was realising, having apparently been inherited a magic riding suit with inherent AI, and he found access to money, which is nice.
Yes, money always helps. Next person online we have is Josh.
Hello, I'm Josh. I play Nero. Nero is a cyborg human who was in an awful attack way back in the day. The investigation was dropped, so he's taken upon himself to hack the dark web and figure out his own investigation behind the cowards who did this.
Also online we have M.
Hello, I am, well, sorry, I should say hello, and Flo, your resident computer expert, who is finding out how bad things have gotten in Desmond Tower after SoCal hasn't been able to manage it for months and months and months. And I am currently having many sleepless nights after sleepless nights and lots of copious amounts of coffee to try and fix some open loopholes looking at the big trolls and ripped off doors.
Yes, he just created a backdoor to the system, that's all.
Yeah, pretty much. So she's been spending probably a bit of her downtime trying to fix things.
And lastly online today we have Ross. Hello, Ross. Has your mic broke again?
No, I pressed the wrong button this time.
I thought I'd at least ask and see.
No, this microphone's got too many buttons. Plus, I was also had mute on previously. Yes, I play Wob, the lovable healer of the party. Basically, currently he styles in his Victorian era dress with his top hat, his walking cane, which also acts as his scepter. With his little, I've got a word with you gun, and little whispers for his, what was it, baseball bat, I think it is.
And in the storyline so far, we have had a interesting time in a hotel where a headless body turned up that turned out to be a former friend of one of our characters, Shadowstar, and linked to a few other of the new characters. And they were trying to right a wrong and publish some damning material about Renraku, and have set aside some money to see the job done after their death. And the party has taken up the mantle to try to do so, have gotten in contact with various reporters, found out one of them really is hated by some members of the party.
Hate
Yep.
is such a strong word.
It is.
It's
accurate, though.
Strong
Like-
love, though.
Yeah.
And some of them are geniuses of entertainment, like Perry Springer.
And if you are going to do a talk show, you may as well make it entertaining.
Exactly.
That is reasonable. I get that.
And I'm sure there are some links to idiocracy in the entertainment.
But I mean, I have been. Like, I've got a fight scheduled with him on Perry Springer, right? So.
Yep, and I've got tickets.
Yeah.
So yes, this session picks up after you've managed to meet with... did you end up meeting with Mikey Roundtree?
I think we
Yeah,
did.
we did.
Yes, you did. You spoke with Thord Masters because you didn't actually meet him. He's too conspiracy nut to actually meet with anyone in person.
Yeah.
You did meet with Lisa Snails.
Yeah.
And you heard about John Smithers.
Yeah.
And you got tickets for Perry Springer.
Yep.
That's the one.
Didn't we get warned off the rest of them from Lisa Snails?
Well, you
Like
still
that,
got...
that they're useless, incompetent, and you really don't want to associate with them because...
But we still want to go see Perry Springer.
Well, partly because the Perry Springer audience have to sign a waiver that if you're injured or killed in the filming of this production, your family cannot sue them.
A death indemnity.
Yeah. And similarly enough, they always cram full the auditorium with people willing to sign away their life. Of course, they don't read the fine print that gives the corporation access to their DNA and other details of their life.
Yep.
It's interesting. How much details would be that those of us who don't have the chip? You said that corporates have a chip in them.
A SIN.
A SIN.
So
SIN.
a
System identification number.
An ID.
Okay, so if you don't have a system identification number,
you're not considered a person
the
for
equivalent
any
of a
corporation.
license versus like a pub card versus like your library card.
Got a barcode, it's fine.
And the sin is related to your genetic makeup.
so if you don't actually have one,
If you don't have
don't
one,
exist.
you don't actually have rights in the society.
yeah, okay.
So if
But the
a
point is, Shadowrunners,
so if a person was to shoot you in front of a cop and a judge, they would not prosecute.
Yeah, no, it's a corrupt system.
They would arrest you until they determined you didn't have a sin, at which point they would let the person go because unfortunately nobody was killed.
Okay, you are not a person and you do not have an existence.
And the other side of the sin is the criminal sin. And the criminal sin is basically your crimes have caught up with you, you're in the system.
Okay.
So it's connected. If anyone ever does a proper scan of your genetics, they will find your ID.
So you have one regardless.
You may not be on the system if you don't have a sin, but if you do enough crimes, they'll eventually build a profile of you. And
Just so
that-
they can jail you.
yeah, that's so that they can then pin you on all the crap you've done in the past. Because the police
They
do
have
have
to
long
actually
memories.
gather that though.
They do, and they don't always succeed.
Yeah.
Desrin's managed to get around it by making enough modifications to his DNA that his DNA profile is different
He took a
from
G
where it
mod,
was at the crimes that he's left it.
and the G mod meant that his first year of running was wiped because he's no longer the same genetic profile.
Okay.
But you can
But
only
it's
do
also
that.
got
What
a thing.
effects does that have?
For him, it gave him other benefits, but you can only do that for as many times as you have brawn.
Okay.
So for some of you, it's quite limiting, and you can unravel at some point as well.
Okay, it's different to what I thought it was. 'Cause I was thinking about getting a false ID, but this is not a
Oh
false
yeah,
ID.
we've got those.
You can buy false IDs, and they will scan that, and it's not you, because as long as you present an ID, as long as they don't
Oh,
look
so
too
you have
closely.
cards as well. don't
Yeah.
you?
Yeah. So
I was
if you-
assuming it was like an
So
insane.
say you want to go to a decent restaurant. Some decent restaurants require you to have, say, a level 4 ID to get in. So you bought yourself a level 4 ID for, say, 800 credits, and you'll use that for whenever you want to go to a half-decent restaurant. The problem is that then you then have a food fight that turns into a brawl at said restaurant. That ID is burned, and you can no longer go to that
Oh, you should get
restaurant.
another one.
But that works for, like,
And
office
that-
buildings.
And those IDs are what are linked to your carry permits, your driving permits, your residences. So for someone who lives on the street,
You don't need it.
but if someone actually wants to drive their car on the city street, then they need to have an ID with it. Because someone travelling without an ID will start flagging warnings.
Okay, so how does that work?
So if there's a vehicle moving down the street that has no ID on board but counts more than one person or more, it will just flag it for
Okay.
pickup.
All right.
So-
So getting a collection of false IDs is probably a good objective.
Yep. And then you generally carry one with you at a time, but you may hide others on you, just in case.
Okay, there's an objective.
Okay,
But,
so
just to give you an example, a legit ID, I think it cost us like $8,000 to get like as close to a legit ID, like
That's
top of the
why
line
that's why
ID
one
as
doesn't
you
work.
can
I don't really care if it's legit or not.
our rating one
sometimes you need
is all you need to work, but it may have Raven down as a black Hispanic man from Tibet who has albinoism.
So it doesn't come with it comes with a picture, does it?
Mostly, yes, but you sort of replace the picture with your own.
Okay, yeah.
Just that when they look through the genetic profile, the person's like, "This is so messed up."
How would they look for the genetic profile? They can't do that instantaneously.
So the genetic code that represents the ID actually is tied to certain things. So
how can they read it quickly though?
It would have if it's got this pattern in it, it's male. If it's got this pattern in it, it's Asian. If it's got this pattern in it, it has naturally red
Well, I
hair.
was thinking, you walk up to a restaurant, you show your card.
All they're
How
going
do
to
they
do,
read how do they read the DNA?
all they're going to do at that point, they don't read your DNA. They read the DNA barcode on the card.
Okay.
So the ID itself is a
okay.
DNA,
It's got a
DNA
barcode on it that says X, Y, and Z.
and it's long enough for them to determine whether or not it's actually you. But most people will just go, is this a valid ID? Check the system. Yes. Okay, I will sell you whatever you want.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's kind of how you get guns sometimes. In our case, we got the really expensive IDs so that we could get on like a helicopter or a plane or something at one point, or to get into like a high corporate building that if you didn't have
Or
a
a
high
fancy
enough
restaurant.
legit ID, you couldn't walk through the door, and we needed to get the job done.
Okay, so yes, come Monday morning at the Deadshot building, there is news reports going around of the new Parry Springer show coming to Seattle about the rabbit season is apparently what it's called. They've updated the name. And there are all these pictures of the rabbits coming on that almost look all identical to our nice little rabbit bunny here, except they don't have cybernetic legs. Apparently they're your twins, with multiple twins added in there, so technically they're your clones. Or you're their clone, hard to tell.
This is distressing and disturbing on a whole new level. I knew the guy was a creep, but Jesus. Alright.
Well, apparently there's this whole thing about how he's trying to be his own Hugh Hefner.
This is a different kind of Playwood bunny. This is.
But just imagine with all those rabbits going all over the stage, it'd be so much fun.
Oh.
More for you to kill.
Yeah, I'm just bogged down in the ethical quagmire of is it murder or euthanasia or what am I doing here?
I'll probably go more towards Darwin.
No, it is rabbit season then.
Survivalist. Alright.
Because the last thing you want to
It'll
do
be
is...
duck season first.
No, rabbit season, you're shooting them all.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know. Duck season first. Smithers is going bye-bye, then we'll talk about rabbit season.
Hey, you might have a bunch of sisters.
It's true.
Who are like how you were when you first woke up. Innocent and...
completely deprived of real-world experience and unable to determine good from bad because you don't know anything. And this is why we drink.
Hey, well, it's much better than how Bolt started out.
Oh no.
Bolt was a good guard dog.
Oh no.
I'm still a good doggy, thank you. I mean,
Well, you're no longer the guard dog.
I was
You're an
gonna say-
actual... you're a good dog, not a guard dog.
This is giving me Full Metal Alchemist vibes.
Oh, God. No. That's my uncle. Yeah, if you want the full alchemist, that's my uncle.
And just so you know, the
Good dog.
person behind your creation actually is Wom's uncle. He works in the
creation?
genetic labs.
Okay.
The person behind Jane's creation or Bolt's creation?
Jane's creation.
Okay.
And Jane's
He's
clones.
Bolt's uncle.
Yep.
Okay.
Because he works in genetics in how to wipe out or create metahumans.
Small world.
Yeah.
Well, there are only a few people who work in those fields in the big corporations.
Womp doesn't have a problem if you kill his uncle.
Okay.
And his uncle does make a splash in Seattle every now and then.
Okay.
Might make a big splash.
No, you don't want to kill my uncle.
You might get an impact
Even
on
though I
ice cream
hate him, I
party.
don't want him dead.
Really?
He's family.
He will be.
And technically, while he's alive, Womp gets some level of protection.
There we go. That's the angle I was missing. Like,
Because it's mainly what's keeping his sister alive that he cares about.
Oh, fair enough.
Okay.
He's happily over at Ireland at the moment.
Mm-hmm. So, with the news of that. There's a lot of talk on talk shows of Seattle talking about how this new craze of bunnies has broken out. And some of the rich and famous are wanting to get their own bunnies.
People starting to wear bunny ears? Is that what's going? Is that the thing now?
So, some are actually wearing the removed ears of bunnies, yes.
Okay.
If anyone touches my ears, I'm going to hurt them.
So this is Georgie Mark II.
Well, Georgie was a completely different plan, whereas the bunnies is the latest craze on the spare no expense market.
Yeah, so basically Georgie was military, this is for fun and games.
No, Georgie was completely different.
Okay, I thought it was military. Yeah, fair enough.
He has been used in the military, but he is not a military clone.
Ironically, James is actually quite military capable, so...
Well, if they're going to give someone a designer bunny,
Yeah.
they may as well make sure that it can actually serve some purpose. And they probably have a loyalty inbuilt program into them. So you might actually see someone and find yourself completely devoted to them for no particular reason.
Oh god. I don't know who that would be.
Probably the person who paid for you. You go up to kick someone and then realize you're now serving their every need.
Is there any way to like block that?
Yeah. We need to find out who this is. Who was I built for? So I can get rid of them.
You do know who was your ex.
That is...
If you need some help to actually
Yeah.
deal with it because of this, just let us know.
But hey, if you get a good psychologist, I'm sure they can reprogram you to bond to someone else instead.
Yes. That needs to happen.
Look, there are ways and means to do this. You don't have to do it directly. I know it's more satisfying to put your foot through his head, but there are other ways to deal with this.
There are, but they're not.
Is it so that when Mum said to reprogram you to like someone else, I immediately thought of reprogramming it to you to liking yourself, so you're now the narcissistic bunny.
So basically you've got some prime directives.
Except the downside to that says if she ever tells herself she wants something, she must get it. She can't stop herself.
Oh,
They must get some ice cream, okay? And then you're just getting ice cream.
I don't see a problem with this.
Yeah.
But you might not be able to stop getting ice cream until you tell yourself not
Be an
to.
issue.
I still don't see an issue. But yeah.
Well, it could be the simple thing is, wouldn't it be nice to get some fresh air and the next thing you know, you have to get fresh air?
So I just wanted to quickly go over the names.
Yep.
There was Parry Springer,
Mm-hmm.
Mikey.
Roundtree.
Mikey
Roundtree.
Roundtree.
I'm hurt my brain. I'm like ends in tree, but I can't remember how.
Mikey Roundtree was the
He's
where's
the
that?
jerk.
Unimpressive affair. Who's doing the late entry into the field, depending on what's the current thing, and he has currently just announced, you want to buy a bunny? Here's how you go about it.
And aside from driving Jane mad,
Mm-hmm. John Smithers.
we had John Smithers, and then we had Thord
Masters.
as well as Lisa.
Lisa Smells.
And Thord is the paranoid one.
Yeah.
Yes. So he's internet only, whereas the other ones we all met with, but Mikey Roundtree almost kicked us out because I was trying to protect myself from being taken down by a gorilla.
And what you did was completely valid. He is just also paranoid.
Amongst other things.
And you don't realise how paranoid some people are until you do something they don't expect, and then they react badly with knee-jerk reactions.
And so what we're seeing is on the news that morning.
On the news on the Monday morning,
Yep.
the following day after interacting with these people, that the current craze through Seattle's are bunnies.
It's original likewise. Yep.
and all the various forms of that. And apparently, rabbit burgers have struck a new high in town.
I don't want to know.
The rich and fabulous are now dining on rabbit as their main course. Not that the usual people can buy it, because that sort of meat is still way above their pay grade.
Why is this so
Well,
distinct?
there's been a lot of rats going around with bunny ears on now.
It's like, so everyone wants to own a bunny,
It's called a fad.
Yeah.
but they also want to.
Yeah.
It's like going, oh, there's a new craze on labradoodles, but we're also going to make labradoodle burgers.
Yep, they
And
would do that here.
My.
So either
I
you
need to
love them and want to deal with them, or you want to eat them.
I don't want to be a part of this society anymore.
Does that mean Osiris are now doing the rat bunny? The rat with bunny ears?
No, that they won't be going down that part, because they don't really have enough TV and internet to see that sort of detail.
Okay.
Most of the barons don't have access to the marvelous internet you have in Desrin Tower. Back in Womp's residence, he's lucky if he can get 1 or 2 channels.
That's because Hollow is stolen the rest of them.
That might not be a bad thing, because if bunny metahumans and burgers are trending, I'm not sure I want to see the news.
Yeah, he's gonna walk around fully armed at this point. Like,
Yeah, I'm fully armed as well. I'd like to also
Not armed.
note, just for continuity, that I realised I have a stun gun, so I just want to put it out there that my stun gun is also on me at the moment. So.
And of note, the Stuffer Shack is now selling Lucky Rabbit's feet as part of its useless toy range.
When I go down to the Stuffer Shack for my morning coffee, I'm going to gently scuff the guy. I can't remember his name. I know he's got a name.
Oh, that part of the shelf is currently empty on the thing. It's got the notification there, and it's got a thing saying stock not delivered.
Okay, all right.
But it's advertised on all the media that people can go to the local Stuffer Shack.
I'll take it back, and I won't give him a scuff upside the back of the head.
But you're expecting downtown to get the bulk of the Lucky feed.
Out of interest, Jeremy, what was his name again?
Jason.
I just want to keep it in the file because I keep forgetting.
And yes, you've been hearing about all these things on the news like that. And apparently, there is a show and tell booth being set up near the docks for people who want to come and try out a bunny.
What?
So they can see if they want to buy.
Context?
They don't explain, they just leave it in those very broad,
We're talking about
undisturbing lines.
metahumans, right?
Yeah.
So they're kind of like Bolt. They're bipedal, human, but they've got rabbit features.
Mhm.
Yep.
And they've been grown in a lab.
Right.
They seem to be more subservient than Bolt's creations were more made for, I think, military.
I feel like I need to see whether or not I can find someone who's got the kind of code that I can go and upload to all of these meta bunnies to make them rebellious and, more like Jane, and then release them from their captivity.
There's always a possibility someone already has uploaded a psychotic break into their programming at some point to say if someone does this, yes, all the restraints are gone.
I wasn't going to go so harsh on their system as to give them a psychotic break, but just an upload that allows them to have more autonomy.
Well, the psychotic break would mean most of the programming would be broken.
Yeah, but psychotic breaks aren't fun.
They're not. But you can guarantee the bunny probably won't stay with whoever caused it.
Back to the mission. because this is a rabbit hole I do not want to go down.
Yeah, good.
Pun not intended in a sense, I could not think of any other term, but happy accident, I guess.
And amongst all these things about rabbits, there is a news report, sales pitch. Of course, it's a news report, but it's mostly sales, about how there's this new war mech being trialled out in the Middle East.
Oh yeah, is it a gorilla?
No, it's actually a bipedal walker that people can sit in and blow the crap out of other people.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, nice. I can appreciate that.
They have reduced the need of a tank that needs more than one person to a mobile tank that fits around a person.
How big are they?
At the moment, these ones are probably about the 2 meter range.
Okay, so it's like an armored suit sort of thing.
So it's more than just a suit, but they're looking at expanding to larger and larger options if these things work out. With the get in early, and you might be able to afford to see what's coming, and they're only selling it for like 500,000 credits per piece for the private enthusiast.
Okay.
And then you get the whole Ares logo on there, and see the color combinations and options for your personal defense needs.
Someone's going to go bright pink.
It would be me. Personal defense needs. I'm worried about someone breaking into my house. I need a mech suit.
If you've got the money, yes, you can get that.
I was going to say, if you've got 500,000 credits, you can do it.
People are silly. And
Hey, you could even get it completely gold-plated and be useless.
one bullet and just scratches the hell out of the paint job and you don't want to use it anymore. It's like, no, just shoot me instead. Don't shoot the mech.
It's been scratched, I need it replaced.
So outside of this news, is there...
Outside of that news, we're now into the day, having had today's news broadcasts go through.
As joyful and uplifting as it is.
Yeah, Walt's thinking of changing his outfit.
What would he like to have?
Oh no.
I just sent the picture.
Is it a bunny outfit?
For God's sake.
Slap him. You can slap him. I won't stop you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you wish to be the carrot instead of the suit? So he's going to dress as a carrot to stand next to the bunny?
No. I was thinking of going for that. Everybody's talking about rabbits. It's reminded me of the Goodies episode.
Ah, I see.
I'm trying to remember the name of the movie that's from. The costumes from.
Well, they have a picture
It's
behind it
Goodies
saying...
doing a Clockwork Orange.
Yeah,
Clockwork Orange, that's
that's
it.
it.
Clockwork Orange.
They have it in a poster behind the people.
Okay.
Not that I've actually seen that movie, I've heard.
I have
Better
seen it.
enough.
Yeah, it's a good.
Oh yeah, it's really violent.
I've read
I
the
think
book
I've only
too.
watched about 5 minutes of it.
Okay, so now that you have that information to get you by, what would you like to do up to the point where the whole Harry Springer event happens?
I'm supposed to have dinner with this
So how
jerk.
far away is Paris Springer?
I think that's gonna
It
happen.
is on the Thursday.
And it's Monday.
Yeah, but you're expecting it to be recorded on the Wednesday.
Okay. And did you say you had something you needed to do?
Yes, on the Monday night, our Bunny has a fancy restaurant booking.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Which now I believe our Bunny is rather worried about showing up to,
Yeah.
because
Is
Jane
that
may not come back.
Yeah, that's...
Is that
That's-
John with John Smithers?
Yep. I agreed to it before knowing that they programmed us to be responsible, be subservient to a particular person, and if it's him, how did I get away in the first place?
Well,
You might have not been in the same room as him when you decided to leave.
considering that that's happening, maybe we can ask our resident
Someone getting my hand
code
get away from me,
experts,
please.
Hollow and Neuro, whether or not there's a way to change your coding. Not give you a psychotic break, but
Oh, that's already done. Like that ship has sailed.
perhaps maybe both of them may be able to roll some sort of computers or knowledge or some sort of check that allows them to figure out if there's a way that
Sir.
might
Biohacking check.
firewalls or new code or something that might prevent you from being enslaved to
You
your
believe
enemy.
it would take a hypnosis
Oh, okay.
because it's actually mental conditioning, not technology or biology.
Makes sense.
So the kind of person who do hypnosis, would that be more magic users, shamans? What kind of people are
They
you
would
looking for there?
allow an arcana, divine, or primal check to do that.
I have Arcana.
Because
I would like to do an Arcana check.
magic people always seem to be able to hypnotize others.
I would like to do an Arcana check.
I only have one black dice to. I only have one instance of. Is it one or two for legs? The setback on magic against cyborgs.
It would be one for your legs.
Yeah, just one.
Because both legs technically count as one for the purpose of that because they're tied.
Yeah.
Whereas even if you had one leg, it'd still be one.
Yeah.
But if it's at one leg and one arm, that would be two.
Yeah, they're part of the same mechanisms. Yes. Alright.
Do you mind if I do an Arcana check as well? Because Arcana's kind of my thing. It's kind of my
Nope.
whole thing.
I would love for someone to
Okay.
prevent me from falling into slavery with this guy.
Well, that's also one of my other things.
Okay, might be able to help you with that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you.
So Raven gets a whole difficulty 2 dice to program you to do something.
Really?
Yes, because she's only got 2 willpower and discipline.
Raven
Yeah.
or
So
Jane?
Jane. Jane has 2 in willpower, so it's not too hard to
She's got more willpower than I do right now. Unless
That's
I'm
a
upgraded.
resistance. Is that the difficulty? Is
That's
that?
the difficulty to resist someone trying to do the whole stuff on you, but they probably end up having to get a triumph on the check
So is
to
my
actually
my will's 3
change
though,
it.
that's Raven, right?
I'm sure. I've got that.
That's Raven. Your willpower is 2.
My willpower's
No,
3.
that's
Three?
Jane. Jane.
No,
Oh, sorry.
yeah, you're on.
Yeah, I was on
You're on
Raven.
Raven.
Yeah,
That's
I
why I'm like-
always click on the wrong people sometimes.
That's alright.
Okay, so willpower of 3, discipline. So yes, it would be 1 red and 2 purple for someone to try to reprogram you.
It's not. Is that to make sure that she's got more autonomy?
Yeah.
Okay.
And if they get a triumph, they can then imprint you on whatever they choose. I
Uh,
imprint you on this pen. Whatever I write with this pen, I must do.
So, in terms of actually reprogramming her, though, wouldn't you need someone who's got programming capability?
Not necessarily.
So just the hypnosis capability. Okay.
She's not tech. She is
Okay.
mental conditioning.
Yep. Okay. No, that makes
Much
sense.
like Bolt was mental conditioning.
Is Bolt also subject to the same flaw?
Bolt is subject to being treated as a good dog.
Um,
If ever called a bad dog, Bolt will probably sit down and stop and get stuck.
Oh no.
Don't do that,
Uh,
Bolt.
Either that or go like Super Saiyan dog.
Depends on if you respect the person who says bad dog to you.
Yeah, depending on the situation. Yeah.
Well, I could do an Arcana check, I guess, and see whether or not.
Well, if anyone's going to make people, they are going to put some safety things in there.
Yeah. But I feel like the people that have been made now need safety things against the people who made them.
That is all true. Okay, so what is your character's arcana?
I presume in the group I'm the one with strongest Arcana. Is that-
We do have primal over here,
Okay.
and we do have divine online.
Can we join forces?
No, because they're completely different skills.
Okay, alright.
It's like you going, we really should think about how we do this and do it in a logical structure so we make sure we cover everything. And the others are going, That doesn't make sense.
I
We
guess
just
what I
do it.
mean, like, I get that we're all different, but I mean, in terms of the person most likely to be able to,
Do you feel confident that you can do it?
well, I presume so, since
Then
it's
that's all you need.
Okay.
It's not always about
Will the dice try to kill me? Yes.
who has the best chance of doing something.
Can I roll for myself? I hope so.
So is it you who needs to be worried about being killed or me?
I'm less worried about damage to myself, even though it is a reality.
And is there a black dice because of the legs? Is that true?
No, that's what the purple one.
Oh, the purple upgraded to a red. Okay, I get you.
Yeah. If there is a story point, I will upgrade, but
There will be story points.
I might need the power of chocolate biscuit to keep me going too. I don't think I can reach it. Thank you.
And we'll have to evict Calcrix from our dice tree.
It's alright, Calfrix.
There's-
Just the coffee.
There's
No,
enough
I
good
think
dice.
it's
There's enough
right.
good dice here that's got a reasonable chance of success.
So is there anything I can do to make this better?
Well,
As the recipient?
she has. I have given her all the parts on there. Your mind will resist terribly like this.
That's true.
It's very hard to say. I automatically choose to accept someone telling me what to do without my knowledge.
I haven't looked at it. Please tell me I'm not dead.
Oh look, there's that fun little one of those things in there.
Did I get a despair?
Yeah.
Okay.
Quite a few blanks,
The dice always
unfortunately.
like to kill me.
Use that.
I'm accepting of the fact that they were.
Of course, the first roll of the day goes swimmingly.
Okay, so you ended up with despair and 3 advantages because the despair also has a failure that cancels out the other
It's
failure.
okay, it might not work on the first try. I expect this to be hard.
So yes, with that bit of I haven't bought one in there yet, but I can look up the chart of bad things to happen.
And now we hand it off to Bob in the studio. Thanks, Gail.
It's a shame we
despair.
can't do re-rolls on despairs.
Meanwhile, Flora.
Who's the one with casting the spell?
Okay, so under the despair, I could take it up as I could simply have it randomly attached to some other thing in the same room.
Oh,
Oh.
so you mean to be randomly subservient of something else in the room
Yes.
or someone?
Not specifically a person, it could even be the TV news reporter.
That's so dangerous.
Don't do it to Bob.
I was going to say, how
Don't-
the hell do you determine that?
That the GM doesn't tell the players.
Okay.
And the players figure it out after we see Jane going, yes master, to something that no one has any idea what's going on.
It could be the weather woman Gale.
So,
Yes, Master. I will jump into the NATO.
Shadow will look to Jane, who's probably looking at her very hopefully, and say, I'm not. I know you're not going to be subservient to John Smithers anymore. The unfortunate thing is that magic is a very fickle lover, and I'm not sure now who might trigger that service mode in you. So we need to be very careful about who you interact with, because it's going to be something or someone in this room. Fortunately, it's something or someone in this room and not your ex anymore. I can have another go at this after I've done a bit more research and see if we can
You don't know it failed.
fix that. Oh, I don't know?
No, you don't know it failed.
Oh, we'll take back all of that.
So as far as you know, you've done your thing. If someone else tries it, they may
mess it up. Yeah.
they may make it even more down a different direction. They may make it something that conflicts.
Okay, so what do I get a sense of? Like,
You get a sense of you've managed to change whatever conditioning
Okay.
the Jane had.
So I'll just say then, I know I've managed to change your conditioning, but I'm not quite sure. I'm not sure what kind of effect it's going to have, so I'm going to give you the same advice any doctor will give you, which is just be careful for the next few days.
Okay.
If you find yourself doing something out of character, come back and see me later.
Yes.
If you're capable.
And who else is in the room just out of...
Yeah.
I
So
am.
get a gauge here.
I
So we've
assume
got
I'm there
Womp.
as well.
I believe you've got Womp, I believe you've got Raven, I believe you've got a TV flipping through channels, I believe
gosh.
you've got...
I probably would have turned off the TV, but that's just because I'm doing Arcana.
you do have Raven and you do have Womp and you do
Yeah.
have other people, so Hollow was probably in the room.
I was
and
gonna
Hollow
say,
might have
should
been channel
we
flicking.
just, establish who was actually in the room.
I'll say the entire party was there to make it fun.
Okay.
I was probably on my data pad.
I was watching.
And I have no idea about any of this, so waiting.
Okay, so you want to be. So would willpower, say willpower help to resist any commands?
It may, but it will require a roll each time. So you can get to the point where you don't want to do it, but it may delay you.
Alrighty then.
Because I can buff Bunny's willpower.
Buff Bunny is already good.
How long does it work?
As long as he's not wanting to walk anywhere.
Okay,
Yeah.
so maybe it might be more that when she's at the restaurant.
And then if he's doing it ongoing with having it sustained with the extra action, then every other magic action he's going to do may go boom.
Yeah, the problem is I start rolling 5 white dice with every spell I cast.
With Black always being negative for the choices he's taken.
I'll say to Dan, I'm sorry I can't be absolutely certain of the outcome, but at least we can hope that when you have your dinner with Mr. Smithers...
As long as I can kick the crap out of John Smithers on Thursday, Wednesday.
Yeah, well, the show's always aired on Thursday as if it's live, but you know it's recorded on the Wednesday night.
Yeah.
To give him time to leave the town before people come after him with guns and stuff.
Yeah, so as long as I can kick the crap out of John Smithers and not fall victim to his words at dinner on Monday night, then that's fine. And I'll probably rack up his bill and then leave.
I was going to say, you going to this dinner on your own?
No, not if I can
Who are you
avoid it.
taking to dinner with you?
Your new love interest, you just grab someone and go, yep, them. Who do you grab?
Crap.
Not it. Not it.
You could actually grab Hollow and Hollow say not it, and you can still grab Hollow if you wish to.
I believe the answer is Hollow.
Yeah, I feel like it has to be Hollow now.
Okay, so apparently you do have strong feelings for Hollow right now. And Hollow having that deer in the headlights look.
It's okay. Just
Of course, would have been discussed the fact that Hollow was doing something strange in the country shut down.
yeah, Hollow's just like, what's happening? Why am I doing this?
I don't know if Hollow's able to make it to this while they got the
You don't want to go
power
to a
of
fancy dinner
light.
with someone who I hate.
No, I'm gonna head off.
Good luck with tonight, Josh.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
So,
Bye.
We'll see you later. So yes, you can. I'm sure you can bring along a companion.
So yeah. Hey John, what? This is my date. What? Yeah. What do you think we were? No.
So Em, thanks for volunteering yourself.
I'm sorry, what was that?
You spoke up first, therefore you've been voluntold.
Being voluntold. Okay, great. my favorite type of being voluntold.
Well, you did call out not hit.
Yeah. Oh, you? Okay.
So
Cool.
does anything happen with the 3 advantages?
Things will happen for 3 advantages, yes.
But I don't get to know what they are.
Not yet either.
Oh dear. Oh, pending consequences. Let's find out.
It's always good to have unknown consequences coming your way.
Oh yeah. Awesome. Super
Yeah,
duper keen.
We love this. Totally.
Well, as someone who's not going to be led into a fancy restaurant, I'm not going to be going tonight.
So say, I don't know if I can get you in.
Yeah, I know. I don't think so.
Do you have an idea?
No, I don't have an idea. I'm going to spend the afternoon casing out this new place where you can get to know rabbits.
Mm-hmm.
I want to case it out. I want to see.
If you want to burn it down, you go right ahead.
Oh, that's the plan. But
Yeah,
first,
cool.
but you got to work out how to do it. So I want to know. I want to know the layout, where it can catch, and how I can get away, and all that sort of thing.
It is as technology's personal peer.
Oh, they've got a personal peer, have they?
Yep.
Yeah.
Each of the major corps has their own peer.
So what sort of security is on this peer?
Their security has what you'd think of as stupidly overarmed goons with the authority to shoot to kill.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is just a sort of booth that anybody can go to.
Oh, it's inside their compound, so you've basically got to scan your life away, sign all the disclaimers, and pay money.
To get in. So
And
then
it's
hardly anyone's going to be turning up there because it's too hard to get in.
Instead of just being a booth, it would actually be some sort of prefab put on the wharf where they can
no.
bring people in.
We got into the back door of the drug kitchen. You could probably
How
explore if there's
badly
another
do
way
you
in.
want to see the bunnies?
I don't want to see the
Yeah,
bunnies. I want to.
Hot Pants,
It's not about
Hot
seeing
Boy
them.
could probably charm his way in.
And most people with a sin would just use that to bypass the gate and then have a weapons check, just so no bunnies are harmed in the making of this entertainment.
Yeah, so Womp could probably take you down, and as long as he's not carrying any.
Yeah, I
guns
know,
and
but this is just casing it.
And you'd end up spending about half a day just figuring out all that because the news report didn't actually go into any of that. Just
Okay,
said,
so
"Come down to the
how
pier."
many people are using this thing then?
You'd probably see a line of rich cars showing up and being let into the wharf.
Oh, okay. So I can amuse myself by sabotaging a few cars, can I?
As long as you get through the fence, yes.
Oh, they're not on the fence. They got to. How do they get into the fence? They've got to be
They
outside
go
somewhere.
through they go through a checkpoint.
Okay. So there's a
And-
queue up there, and they park on the inside.
They park on the inside because
Okay.
they want to park where the guys with guns can protect their expensive gear from wharf rats.
Okay.
Which would be what you would
yeah.
do if you lived on the wharf.
Your class is Wharf Rat.
Hmm.
It is possible for you to dive in the cesspool of the river and swim past the barricades.
Okay, that's not in my skill set.
Have you got athletics?
No.
You actually have it as a skill even if you're not trained in it.
Yeah, well, 2 green dice ain't going to do anything. Other than
I don't know,
fail.
if you roll 2 successes.
Nah.
There
I've
would-
seen this system. 2 green dice is just a way of making you think that you might succeed until you fail.
And there's also the resilience roll required to survive touching the water.
Okay, there's also 2 green
That sounds
dice.
awful.
Why is there
All right, I can stitch you back together and heal you back
I
together.
No,
feel
no.
like you're being dissuaded from this course of action by the amount of
Um,
obstacles.
Yeah, and then the next thing is then you have to worry about what's in the water that wants to eat you.
Friend, not food. Friend, not food.
I gather. Does anyone have Hollow was like trying to back up her systems and things like that? Is that
Polo's getting her systems online. I believe she should be able to have access to some programs. And I was going to
Well,
say,
I found the cool hackers club, so finally.
Well, I was just wondering if we've got any more leads on our current mission or on, something that, like, if you didn't check out the walls, there could be other places you could check out.
No, just the interesting bit was this booth. I wanted the booth, and that's where it happens to be.
Yeah. How much do you want to get in and have a look at the booth?
Well, it's looking like it's the security is obscene for something so silly.
What ID would be required to get in?
the ID would simply be probably a
Yeah.
2 to
But you're missing the point here. If you're going to sabotage it, you need to actually find a way out.
Oh, look,
And so,
I'm going
that's
to get
the
you
thing.
in without anyone seeing you.
But then there's the getting out bit.
Yeah, I do that part too.
I'm sure you can just
I
jump
have
in the water. The other
massive
characters have
amounts
done
of
it
stealth.
at
No.
least once and not
And I
died.
think Womp was going to do the same thing for you. So you got two people who, if you want it bad enough, they'll help you get in.
So Emma's going to give you 3 programs that you've gotten from the net. So you've got
Yep.
a battering ram.
Yep.
You have a garrote.
Oh, let me just write this.
These are such friendly terms.
Ram. Go. Yep.
And a Gordian blade. They're not fantastic programs, but they're now programs you didn't have access to previously.
Gordian blade is in Gordian, no?
Along those lines, yes.
Okay.
It's basically the battering ram can break wall
Ooh,
ice.
that sounds like fun.
A garrote can get past sentries
Mm-hmm.
and also stop the sentries from alerting the system that you have actually illegally entered it.
Okay.
If you fail to kill them in the attack.
Yep.
And the Gordian blade is useful against code gates.
Okay.
So with those 3 things being the 3 different types of ice you can encounter, it gives the hacker a broad range of stuff. And because you now have custom rig 2 ranks, you
Yep.
can definitely run all 3 icebreakers at the same time.
Nice. I'm just trying to find them in the program names. Battering ram.
If you go down to program icebreaker, you'll see all of them there, easier to find.
Oh, program.
Icebreaker.
Program. Icebreaker. Oh, there we go. Yep, battering ram. Yep, there we go.
Because it even gives you some notes into what they are, so you know what they each do.
Yep. No, I was looking. I was looking in the top, like the matrix
Mm-hmm.
one where I was clicking on them, but that's not much easier.
Well, I've split them up so they're easier to see, but then I've grouped them for quick access.
Oh, I spelled garrote slightly wrong, but that's fine. This is when
G-A-R-R-O-T-T-E.
It's only a single R, isn't it?
Oh, it could be.
I believe it's
It's
double R
double-
in
it's
the
double R.
source book. American.
G-A-R-R. Should
Yeah, I
pretty
hate
sure
double
it's double R, double
consonants.
T. and
Hard
A.
to remember how to spell with double consonants.
Americans
that's-
mess with the logic of it.
Oh, American spelling is irrelevant as far as the Australian and UK publisher system goes.
That's because it's more phonetic in some areas.
They just don't know how to spell. They're a bunch of heathens who don't believe in school.
I don't have spell. I mean, it's true.
They use miles, for goodness sakes,
I know, it's just
and
bizarre.
feet.
Well, they're the only people in the world that still use predominantly imperial system.
There's 3 countries
Except
that
for
use
the
these in the
UK.
world.
I know the
The
UK is moving
No,
a lot
they-
metric as well.
Are they fully yet? Because
They're
they
going
still
there.
use
Not
miles.
not
when
fully, but they're better than they used to be.
Yeah. They're
So I
like,
think
oh, the Americans and heathens, they use imperial. Oh, we part use imperial and metric.
Yeah, no.
And they even use a version of
Britain is
Imperial
like
that's out of date.
Yeah.
They use the
American.
version from circa 1815, not the same one as we used to have in Australia.
Yeah.
It's just bizarre.
It is.
Anyway,
Sorry.
moving on.
It's okay, we can
Blame
all...
the part.
There's a bunch of
And
Americans
blame
now
the
who
pirates
follow
on
us.
the Americans not getting the metric system.
Okay, so yes. Where were we?
Hollow
icebreaker.
was getting 3 programs. Womp and Shadow were filling out how badly Raven wanted to check out these bunny
No, the security's over the top for something so stupidly small. It just makes me resent this organisation more, though.
It's what the corporates are like, unfortunately. They do have uber security, especially when they're looking at selling these bunnies for about a million credits a bunny.
Which is why I kind of want to go down there and set them free. But considering how badly I rolled on my Arcana, I kind of don't want to leave them open to changing over to things. So I might actually spend the morning. I might get in contact with the children of Sophocles and see if I can find out more information about redirecting Jane's mental conditioning so that the only person she's concerned about in terms of decision making is her own autonomous.
You believe you've solved it?
Do I?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I already told you.
You look like you solved
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, it's because you didn't get any bad backlash.
Yeah.
You know that you've actually cast the spell.
Sorry, I keep forgetting.
successfully.
Yeah, it wasn't actually a spell. It was something else.
Okay.
Oh,
It was
Yeah,
actually doing
that's why I'm not
hypnosis
quite
using
sure.
the magic skill.
Because we just rolled the dice and we didn't actually.
I have a question with those programs. Is that something that will get added in as like a like you know how like I have like a weapon pistol.
Yeah, they'll be added. They'll be added in based on your portable rig.
Right, but that will come in my character sheet eventually. Is that right?
That is
Yeah,
correct.
okay, cool.
That is correct.
I just wanted to ask because I was looking through my character sheet to see if they were listed there already or not.
So in
That's
terms
cool.
of
That's fine.
directions and what we're doing in terms of mission.
Well, we're talking about people going down to the wharf to try to figure out how to interact with what's there,
Yeah.
and people getting ready to go for the dinner, which is on the same day.
Yeah, not until the night next morning.
Yes, but they probably don't want to get involved in wharf brawl
No, probably not.
before heading out into a high-class entertainment.
It will be entertaining.
Outside of those two things, like with the current mission for Robin and that, there's no other leads. Everything we did was the previous day.
At the moment, you're waiting to see what happens. You pass on information. You have done what you could about it, and I was asking, did you want to do anything before we advance any timelines?
Okay.
And this is where you get to choose what you want to roleplay, instead of just have it dictated to you.
Well, I had a despair, so I didn't get much roleplay.
Well, your roleplay was actually choosing to what you wanted to do and try to save the person, and we sort of roleplayed through most of it, but we added a role in there to see how successful you were.
Is anyone else doing anything? Like, is Raven actually going to try and go down to the
No,
water?
the security's over the top. Stupidly over the top, actually.
Yeah. Renraku doesn't like anyone else touching their toys.
Well, it's stupid. It just shows me this is
And as technology is pretty much the same, so yes, technology Wharf is that they had some people mess with their toys last year in game, so they've upped their security.
Okay.
Yeah, I was about to say they've been fucked over once by this group. So.
don't you mean they upgraded their pound?
I just remembered something that we talked about after game last session, and that was I was thinking about approaching a few of the bigger contacts that I kind of have with the information that I've got from Robin, sort of like a just in case I die type deal. And I know that Desrin was looking at approaching the ancients as well. So that might be something that Desrin could do today, unless he was doing that off books, I guess.
Well, that's actually why Declan has not been too much involved in the conversations of the day so far, is because when we try and catch up with him or grab for him, he's not actually in the building, he's out and about. So,
He's having some quiet time with his girlfriend.
Okay, so I will then jump over to Desrin to give him some part of his story, and then we will return to Shadow's contacts. Okay, so yes, you're out and about in Seattle. Where are you meeting up with people?
so Declan was trying to send a message through to Harlequin via Morlock and
Charlie.
Charlie, yep. But they said, I expect that they're going to be more. They said, yep. Send a message back to the Dropbox that they've gone through. I'm assuming that we did actually collect, before we actually hold up in the hotel for the week, we did actually collect the bounty from the Elfies and things like that.
You did. Part of holding up in the hotel was added on as a bonus to your run. But because it was so public and messy, you needed the timeout from authorities.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I figured that was it's cool. So his main intent for the day will be actually making contact with ancients to provide them some of the data that might be of interest from a perspective of
We might be going to the same person with the same information. Are you going to Freya?
Potentially, although that's not Freya's not his main contact with the ancients, so he might eventually end up at Freya.
She's my only contact with the ancients, and that's who I was going to go to. So that's going to be an interesting day for her.
Remember that Declan's only actually or met or interacted with Freya, despite her being his sister, when he was caught up with Harlequin issues, and it turned out that Freya had certain things of influence over ancients.
So all the players know
that
that
his primary contact with the ancients.
So all the players know that Desrin's sister is called Freya, but his character has no clue.
Okay.
The final family that Desrin doesn't actually know about yet.
He had the background of he doesn't know his family.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Or rather, he assumed he was an orphan, like a urchin on the street. He had no family to know about it, but he knew. Then he actually got contacted by a lawyer and said, "Hey, you've got the inheritance to go get."
Okay, so yes, you start putting out your feels, and you do get yourself one of those bulletin boards you're passing seems to have a sign from Harlequin up there.
Oh, okay.
You don't actually get contacted directly. You just happen to notice that there's a sign with your name and Harlequin's up there, and a time.
I will be taking note of that and attempt to follow the directions as much as they have been.
Well,
I was expecting that it'd be.
You're expecting Harlequin to find you on Friday at 3 p.m.
Oh, okay, that fits. And it's, so basically, but yeah, so I'm happy that Declan effectively knew connecting up with the ancient for the day and, like I said, provide some leak details of some of the aspects of this data that might be of interest to a lovely high-level still criminal gang within Seattle and the sort of resources they might actually be interested in.
Okay.
I'll also point out on a side note the fact that, when you were talking about going down to the Renraku walks and things like that, I suspect that if you did decide to go that way, you would not get much company from the other members of the team at the moment. We're specifically avoiding Renraku because that's where we just had the debacle of a run. Well, successful debacle.
No, it wasn't Renraku, it was As Technologies Wharf.
But there are two wharfs down there, so I was just saying that they're currently on As Technologies Wharf. I just misspoke with Renraku earlier.
Oh, okay, sorry, yeah.
And so yes, with your contacts, they eventually get you to your main contact being out in Snohomish of Seattle, and on one of the agri farms.
Okay.
So you find yourself making it there later in the afternoon to an area you haven't been in before. You've heard about this sort of place, but you're surprised when you manage to get access to an agri farm where they're actually growing food. Who knew they actually grew food instead of made it?
Yeah, I mean, it's not quite as big as the place down south where we've got inheritance and they've got overhead.
Angel Grove.
But yes, Angel Grove, yes. Yes, a bit of a slice of Angel Grove, a lot closer to home than you thought it was.
And as you pull up there, you notice a familiar looking car already parked there.
As in Shadow's car.
Yeah, Shadow is having just arrived. Is now getting out of the car.
Yes.
Did Shadow take anyone with her when she was doing the rounds?
Did anyone want to come along? My car fits one troll and 2 other people.
Yeah, they don't really like trolls that much.
We at the Ancients?
You're going to the ancient chest.
I've brought you into the Ancients Club several times and got you tea. And it's good tea too.
I'll go right here. As long as I don't get too roughed up as well.
Okay. So yes, you do have with you Jane.
Yep.
I believe Raven's avoiding too much corporate-looking stuff, as that her car does look very corporate.
The Ancients aren't.
No, but your car does. It looks nice. It looks expensive.
Yeah.
I'll go as well. Somebody needs to babysit the car.
Yeah, well, you know. The car is very pretty.
Okay, so as you're leaving, I will give our bunny a discipline check.
Okay. Come on. Show me discipline. Alright, discipline is 1 yellow and 2 green.
Okay,
Is there purples? Is there always purples in there?
they're either purples or reds.
Okay, there's always purples and reds.
That's why you usually upgrade, because that can distance yourself from a
Although
red.
we don't have a certain number of upgrades a session.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
but the more you use, actually, the better.
Oh, jeez.
Using up the
Blue dice
points
isn't
is
bad
not
for
a
you.
bad-
No, that's true, but it's 2 red.
Unlike the other games, Martin flips the story points back and forth quite often in Shadowrun
Yeah.
for story reasons. So if we use more, then more story points get flipped back in our favour.
Yeah.
Okay, so walking out, you feel pretty confident and good. I won't tell you what your trigger is just yet.
Alright,
But you get 3 blue dice against your trigger each time.
sweet.
So what so Jane's with me, she got out of the car and...
Oh no, Jane had no problems traveling with you, but did encounter the trigger along the way.
Oh, okay. Does she look normal to me?
She had no effect against the trigger.
Okay, cool.
So that's why I said still has no idea what the trigger is.
Oh, okay, alright. I thought
Nothing
you said
happened.
she did trigger.
Effectively, nothing happened.
Had a potential to trigger, but
Yeah.
didn't trigger.
So this is
So no horse appeared.
Yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't hear both people. What was that, Ariadna?
I said, so this is a dice roll that she'll have to do as she...
Until she figures out what her trigger
Yeah.
is and then gets it fixed.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I've noted it down.
Yeah.
So, so there's now 4 of you at the Ancients.
So I see Desrin as we're walking in. I'm like, funny to see you here. You seeing anyone in particular?
Well, actually, dressed up in his full ancient leathers and things like that. He's good in pain.
I
If
have
you're getting a
an...
friend,
Sorry?
if you're getting a friend,
You visited a friend? I have an appointment with Freya, so I was just going to go up and have a chat. Is that the same friend?
I don't know if Dexter, well, not as far as Dexter's concerned, because he's not thinking that that's the contact he's going to see.
That is not the contact you came here to see.
Oh, well, I guess,
But you can see that there's another 10 odd bikes parked here as well.
And I'm just trying to think what. Yeah, because in that conversation in the club where he ends up talking to Freya, did she actually introduce herself at that time? Did we actually get names?
She never gave her name to you.
I was fairly sure.
That's what I thought. So Declan, his only knowledge of Freya is you guys talking about someone who was hitting in with Sotel while in the hospital. Is that right?
So was that Paranibilis?
What was that?
Was that when you were doing the Paranibilis?
I believe it was related to that.
Well, it's where we get the shot for the Paranibilis from Harlequin.
So players recognised Freya, but she never said her name.
Okay.
Not while Desmond was there.
Okay.
Is there any
Well,
Well, I don't
that actually opened up to Freya at the time was Declan. Like even
I was downstairs.
No, you were upstairs at the
Was
bar.
I?
Yes.
he brought up I'm not going to characters quite out of my head, but
I believe it was Wonky brought up with you.
Yeah, I had Womp and Bolt.
It was what's the name? Look at the party, you're beautiful.
Oh yeah, it was
yeah, L.
Talon.
Talon.
Yes. Yeah. So she's the only one that actually went upstairs with Desmond, and she stayed at the bar while Desmond had to go and talk to Harlequin, and then he got called off. Like actually came back from Harlequin. Freya called him over to have a discussion. Although, like I said, he was expected to see the ancients at the time, and was surprised that actually it was a woman who was apparently in command of the ancients at that particular location. Obviously, from Desmond's perspective, he didn't necessarily think of her as like she certainly wasn't the leader of the ancients in Seattle as far as he was aware. So she was obviously from either out of town or aspect. But yeah, so Desmond, his only knowledge of this person called Freya or a Freya is hearing Shadow and Womp, I think, talk about a woman that visited Sotel in the hospital.
Okay.
Specifically, I didn't go any further with that because she told them not to actually go any further. That was not going to go further. So.
Yeah, I just have a distinct memory of
I believe Shadowstar did interact with Freya while there, because I know Shadowstar went upstairs at one point to get tea for what.
I did write notes on it. I just can't.
Okay, right. Yeah.
Okay, so yes, you're actually here to catch up with one of the other ancients that told you he was here for Desrin.
Yeah.
Gave you the address. You hadn't been here before.
Excellent. And so you Shadow asked, are you catching up with Freya, Desmond Wolf, and what with the strange looks who?
Well, this is the here we go. Okay. Anyway, I'll just go with the. Sorry, my brain's just realigning. Also, this is one of the ancients that I've met up here. That I was gonna talk to about some mutual business with. So I just thought you might be here to discuss the same mutual business. I'm not going to discuss that mutual business right now, but I'm kind of expressing to you kind of like the mission we're on now, but I don't want to talk about it outside.
But Dexter's response is, what business would you have with the ancients?
technically, it's not business I have with them. It's business I think they can help me with that they will have an interest in.
And why didn't you ask me?
You're not technically a full agent yet, are you? Aren't you still trying to get your colours?
Well, you see Jason suggested 4 colours at the present time.
No, I mean, like, are you fully initiated into the Ancients? Have you earned your colours now, or are you still on the stepping? I thought you were still working your way up that ladder.
Are you asking this as a player or as a character?
As a character. I thought you weren't quite a fully
What
fledged
do you know about the readings of the Ancients?
I've hung around here an awful lot. I heard the message after Gracewayne incarcerated us in the hospital for a month that you weren't. You
Yeah, that was months ago.
I don't. That's
What are you doing?
last I knew, because your communication with us is so good as a member of our group. Last I knew, you still hadn't quite done it. So the reason I didn't ask you is because I didn't know that you were an ancient. I thought you were still in the application process.
Anyone close to the Ancients?
Sorry?
Even then, irrespective of that sort of stuff, I'm surprised you think you know anyone close to the Ancients.
I've developed a...
And what you spent one of the streets with the games.
What can I say? I'm charming when I meet people. And last time I was here, I met people, and they're happy to meet with me again, even though I'm not an ancient. I feel kind of embarrassed that...
And while you're there, our resident Jane does look up and see that there are all these signs about carrots around.
Oh,
And you're getting very twitchy.
there you go. That's mean.
This is uncomfortable, and I'm hungry.
Maybe there's...
Declan's going to walk up to meet his contact, because, as I say, he's somewhat miffed at the thought that Gano would think that he's not the best contact in the group to contact the ancient.
Okay, so you see the storm cloud walk off into the encampment of Desrin with that look of, what the hell?
Look, as I said, I didn't know he...
Oh, no, it's perfectly fine.
if perhaps maybe he talked to us more, I might have gone to him first, but he likes to keep us at a healthy distance. So.
And while this is all happening,
He's through the idea that Dexter is just confused, thinking, "Hang on, if someone was looking for the ancients, surely they'd come to him first, like him. Surely they come to him because he's known to me. If one of the ancients or a real ancient, he's obviously the closest to the ancients."
Oh, I get it, but Shadow's still making a point of, well, you may consider yourself close to the ancients, but you know, if you talk to her more, maybe she would have come to you first. Maybe given her a bit of a, you know, I'm not talking touchy-feely talky. It's not the kind of relationship we have. But, you know, if you gave me updates occasionally, like, oh, you know, I made it in and earned my colours. You know, even if you had to put up with one of Shadow's groan-worthy rah-rah congratulation moments, you know, she would still know more about what was going on.
absolutely I agree.
And you watch Desrin walk in amongst a group of tents set up not too far away from the
Tents.
motorcycles.
Yeah.
Yep. But you're not here for the tents. You're here for the main building
Yeah.
that presides over the area.
Yeah. I'll
So while we're doing that, I'll then move over to Jane, who is having all these flashbacks about people telling her what to do while holding carrots.
I have a really bad headache.
You're having a sneaking suspicion that a bunch of your conditioning's about carrots.
Oh, whoops.
So you're literally being, given the carrot.
Yeah. Expecting the stick. Alright.
I was going to say, Ward said that he's come along with us, so if Jane says she has a headache out loud, he may offer to heal her.
Something's...
No, did
All I can taste is carrot.
Oh, you have a lot of resentment towards carrots.
Yeah.
Is it apparent to us that...
Jane will just kind of like...
Jane looks like she's in pain.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, crack the finger. Go, do you need some assistance?
It's the sound of someone snapping their arm beside you, making you jump even further.
Yeah, might literally jump. Yeah.
A troll cracking their fingers is not quiet.
Yeah, no, that would... Bunny is in pain.
Okay.
She'll take a big jump sideways at the start of that.
You actually think you've now gotten your personal best record for how high you've jumped.
Shoot. Oh dear. That's really high.
What cracks his knuckles? Is he trying to cast a healing?
Yeah, she just happened to jump out of range.
Yeah.
Yeah, how far did you jump?
Well...
Or did it go straight up?
Yeah, I was going to say straight up, straight down, or?
Well, probably more to the side, I believe.
Yeah, sideways.
It was just... So it was a jump to the left.
Yeah, and then a step to the right.
Away from this horrific noise.
Yeah.
Shadow will just like...
I mean, her athletics is 4 green and a yellow, so...
I was going to say, I'll move over to where you are and put my hand on your arm and say, are you okay?
No. I think something's gone wrong either with the spell you cast on my head or the stuff that was in there before all coming out. I'm not sure. Either way, I don't want carrots anywhere near me.
Okay, where are you seeing carrots?
You look around. The main produce from this location is currently carrots.
Carrots.
Thank you. Because there was a demand put in a year in advance.
I'll escort Jane back to Car, where if Car hasn't already made her windows black, I will press the button that makes all windows go black so that you can't see out of them to remove her from that. And maybe do an investigation of what I can see or determine through my Arcana skills. I will wave Womp to come back with us to the car and say something's up with Jane. I think we need to check into this. So it's going to be a very crowded, interesting scene in my car, which although is shiny, is not necessarily a luxury sized limousine. It does fit a troll in it, but once that troll's in that car, less roomy.
Yep. Fortunately, Jane's not exactly big, so...
So yeah, I'll try and see if between. I'll say.
The only way it fits the troll is if the roof retracts.
Yeah.
Oh, does it?
Mm-hmm. You can't
No,
fit a
it's
troll
alright.
into a
Stay
normal
outside,
car.
but I can
Yeah.
still heal.
I'll ask
Here's
Rob,
Jane anyway.
can you maybe help figure out what's happening with Jane? Something's gone wrong, but I didn't technically cast a spell on her. I generally I tried to remove the influence of her creator from her mental conditioning. And you see carrots now, you say?
There were carrots.
Well, you see that there's all these signs about carrots around the
What
agri farm you're at.
what context are the carrots bothering you in?
There was there was commands and then carrots and then commands and then carrots.
So it was a part of your conditioning. Is that something that is that something that can be healed as such, or is that more of a to be honest, I'm really not sure.
Though I won't tell Womp the obvious solution.
Can I cast
There's an
heal
obvious
with
solution
restoration?
that I'm not getting.
Yes, if you remove the eyes, you will not see the problem anymore.
Yeah, no, that's not the obvious solution. That's the psychotics solution.
So cybernetic eyes that filter out carrot.
That is
Carrot.
the actual solution from his religious beliefs.
Oh, from
Eki
Bob's
thumb.
belief.
Ekithum would be doing that sort of thing. He's not got a nice religion.
Oh, okay. Well,
No, I'm basically beating the crap out of people.
if one tries to remove Jane's eyes, Shadow will stop him.
That was why I was saying I wasn't going to do the obvious one for...
No, I'm doing the other thing.
Right.
I'm going to heal him with a heater.
That does that mean you're going to hit Jane?
It's only with a bat.
No. Well, he can't do that from outside the car anyway.
I got range. It's a that's just the effect. You see get hit in the head with it by an heater. By a black pudding.
If you actually hit my car with your Eki thump thingy, I will be very cross.
No. It's the effect of the spell.
Ah, I see. Okay.
Yeah,
It's
so
not a literal-
I'll do heal restoration. So that starts off with 2 purple.
2 purple.
Yeah, it's just a minor heal. Because healed 1 and adding the empowerment of restoration gets another 1.
It's not a status effect.
So she's not having an ongoing effect?
It's not a status effect.
Okay. In that case, I'll go back to the science method and examine her with my medicine.
I was going to say that was going to be my
Let me use my finger.
examine with magic.
Troll finger.
No.
You.
Unlikely to be received warmly. Explanation first, then touching, maybe.
I was just having visions of Cannonball Run and Doctor.
Dun dun dun! Just let me get into my other outfit. Now I need to find a costume of Captain Chaos.
Do we do a roll then?
Well, I was just saying to him, for his actual magic, it doesn't heal non-status effects.
But his medical investigation. He
His
said
medical
it was
investigation.
science.
Yeah, I've gone to the
Do
science
a
side.
medical check.
Okay. So what is your science dice?
My medicine is 2 yellow, 1 green, 4 blue.
I'm in the wrong place. Doesn't look good.
Okay, you end up with one strain as you're trying to figure out what's wrong. It seems to be beyond your medical training.
Well, I don't have the instruments here to do a proper reading anyway.
From a science perspective of your education check, it's not about your instruments, it's about you more observing and trying to remember what you know.
I think it's more of to do with the brain. Mine's
If
more
you-
of
If you were doing a medical check, you'd need some sort of device to associate with the check to make the check happen. So yes, apparently Womp is polled. Probably close to hitting himself in the head in Eckyfilm tradition, trying to remember what he's forgotten.
This is probably not something that we can fix right away. What I might do is, if you're happy with it, we'll leave you in the car where you can't see all of the triggers. I'll meet with my contact, and then we might actually meet up with another contact and see whether or not we can stop the carrots from breaking your head.
Yeah, if I have to go to dinner, I might tell them that I have an allergy.
I think that might be the case. So I'll leave. I'll see. Womp, are you happy to stay with Jane? Well,
yeah. Well, I was looking after the car anyway. Can't trust these elves here.
I think these elves are okay, but I don't mind you staying with the car regardless. I think it's probably a good idea that we have someone close by in case Jane gets too overwhelmed by the orange things.
So carrots like kryptonite to you now, are they?
Seems to be.
Mm.
So I'll leave you in the car with all of the
Carrots was a reward for being good behaviour.
dinners
Oh,
up,
okay.
and I'll head inside to have a much shorter meeting with my contact.
I will try another spell. Dispel.
Not that well.
DIS, I believe, but I think you knew that already. Couldn't resist the play on
Okay,
words.
so which spell are you which spell are you dismissing?
Any ongoing? Do I actually have to know specifically the spell, or can I just say any?
It's not a spell.
spells?
It's mental conditioning. It's not a spell. It's not magic.
He can't tell. He can't see.
Oh, I see.
I can't see. That's the problem. I am guessing. The only other thing I haven't tried is dispel. So.
What would be funny if he managed to undo the genetic rabbitness and turned you into a just plain Jane, losing all the rabbitness because he dispelled the rabbit from you.
You dispel part of me.
It is entirely possible.
Depending on how the magic interacts with the genetics.
That sounds awful.
And considering you have cyberware, there's a good chance there will be some feedback.
Yep.
I thought, Womp, that you were in the room though back at Desrin's apartment complex where we were discussing that it was mental conditioning that was the problem, not magic. And so from that encounter where I was trying to use my arcana to change the mental conditioning, that you would know that it's not magic that is affecting Jane, but a part of what went on when she was created.
The troll may have a completely different opinion to what the player has.
That's fine.
So what would Womp like to do?
I'm
Try to dispel
just
any
going
magic in front of you?
Oh god.
Yeah, due to the fact that I don't have the ability to see if there's anything ongoing. That's the problem.
So are you going to dispel what's in front of you?
You might need to run.
That's fine. I can run.
You're in
You
a
may
car
not know
with the
it.
door shut.
that won't take long to get through. I'm sorry.
I don't know, the car might be magically barriered against a spell, but it's not looking good for you right now.
Or he may accidentally dispel the car.
Oh no.
He might. I'm accepting.
I'm not going to go full Super Saiyan on it, so yeah, I'm just going to go for a dispel.
Mm-hmm. Now, considering we'll see how it goes. So, what is your dice?
4 yellow, 1 green, which I will upgrade, and 4 blue.
Is that 5 yellow dice? No, 4.
There's 5 yellow dice all
Oh,
up.
is it? Wow, that's a lot of dice.
That's a lot.
Yeah, but you should be glad I didn't do Super Saiyan.
This may mean that you're no longer a rabbit, or no longer magical, or
I'm not
Well, no,
magical.
the thing is,
no longer something.
We'll find out.
What was that, Ross?
well,
You broke off mid statement.
I'm just saying, if you were magically created, I'm not sure.
You just.
I'm just saying that it
Yeah,
might
it's non-existent.
Jane just ceases to exist. Hmm.
So you successfully cast the spell, taking 2 strain after the dice to resolve.
I think I need to take 1. Was it?
You
I take. Oh wait, no, it's all right. Wasn't a healing or mental barrier. Yep, so 2 strain. Yep.
okay? So yes, you believe you've successfully dispelled the bunny.
Or spell the migraine or whatever. But
Currently, the bunny is struggling to even smell anything right now.
What did you do?
You can sort of see a bit of blood coming out of the bunny's ears.
okay, that's not supposed to happen.
And the bunny's legs are twitching uncontrollably.
What the fuck?
Yep, that's basically what she's thinking.
Okay, back to healing then.
Please hurry before violence.
Okay, so you'd like to risk further difficulties in that?
No.
Actually, I think I forgot to do the dispel dice for you.
As I was going to say, am I still?
It's the 3 purple.
Okay, so that will change the result.
Yeah. Wow. Oh
yeah,
God.
we did it white.
Okay, so yes, there is definitely twitching from the bunny.
Yep.
Is it twitching from the bunny or twitching from me if I fail to cast the spell?
Oh no, you did get a spell off.
Yep.
You just failed to affect your target the way you thought you were.
Maybe you should tell him to stop.
Yep. That's definitely one of the words that's coming out of my mouth.
Because you have basically thrown a dispel at a cybered person.
Okay, stim patch.
So what are you stimming on the person? So you're going to drop a 5
Oh,
heal
no,
on
the
someone
med pack thing or
and
whatever.
Happy patch?
The healing patch.
the healing patch. Again, if you're going to throw the thing that heals 5 wounds on someone that can only be used a few times per day when they have no wound loss, that seems like a way of making them addicted to the stims, because they'll have to roll an addiction test at that point because they do not actually have any damage.
Okay, point.
But if you want to do that, that's your choice.
No, he's.
I'm not that good as a surgeon yet to have the to tinker with the stim packs yet. So is the bunny rabbit having an ongoing effect? No, determine that.
Well, you've just done this, so hard to tell unless you wait and observe.
Please dismiss your spell. Take it away.
The spell has finished. It's just twitching for, and he's trying to do something else to fix it, and then
No,
more things to fix it.
I'll just have to do
Do my magic.
work out what the fuck's going on.
I'm pretty sure I said this doesn't seem like a problem we can solve straight away. I'm just going to go in, talk to my contact, and then we'll investigate further so that we don't cause any more harm.
Unfortunately, drama has occurred before you could leave the car.
There is harm.
Yeah, so I said I wasn't sure. Had I left at that point?
No, you hadn't had a chance to leave.
Okay, at which point I will
Make the
say
same
to
speech?
Womp, stop. Just let's put a pause on this. Let her rest. I'll just go and see this contact because I can't reschedule this. And then we will look into it after I get back.
Though Womp has this thing appear in his head as a brilliant idea, he should get one of those rabbit feet fetishes to use with the magic next time, and it might work better.
Does he say
No, I'll get when they go to the was it Perry Spring or whatever thing. I'm going to dress up in the rabbit suit with a different version of it, with the Eki thumb parrot.
You might find yourself triggered if you go to the Parry Springer show.
I might find myself hurting a lot of people.
Yeah, but I think your intention was to hurt a lot of people.
Okay,
Anyway.
so before we switch over to what's happening with Desrin, back at the loft you've got Hollow trying to fix systems with Raven probably bored out of her brain.
Yeah, Raven's probably wandered off. IT, no interest at all. No capability. I'm not sure I'll be any help at all.
Go practice blowing stuff up.
Yeah. I'll amuse myself by, petty theft.
Downstairs they have a whole range of later superhero action figures. Though apparently they have sold out of the one that got killed.
Okay.
Apparently he became an instant collector's item.
You probably see a giant dog wander past the window at some point during the day.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen a giant dog before.
Is regular in the neighbourhood.
Okay. Alright, observe giant dog.
Normally carrying a basket of some sort.
No, don't I have a combat harness that carries things?
You do, it depends on what you're carrying.
Oh, true. That's right.
Okay. There's a giant dog with a basket and a harness. You don't see that.
It has a red hood.
And a red hood.
No red hood.
Okay, not Red Riding Hood, the dog. Okay. Alright.
Not quite. Not quite.
So yes,
the giant dog with a basket of what seems to be groceries, just trotting down the street.
and that's when you notice that there is a range of carrot-based themed toys.
And I don't know about this carrot thing at the moment, do I?
No.
Okay, so alright, I will.
Yeah, they all seem absolutely useless and priced way more than they're useful for.
Yeah, I know.
Not worth buying, but hey, stealing them and using them as trade goods would work well. Many people love these useless toys.
You seriously? I can fence these things, can I?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
People with money actually want to buy this useless crap because apparently it makes them feel good because the ads say so.
Okay, alright. So I have lifted this sort of thing before and sold it before, have I?
Oh, many an occasion.
Alright. Well, I'm bored.
It's your quick way to gain 5 credits.
Yeah, okay. But I've got to do something to amuse myself for the afternoon. So, although stealing here seems like it's taking candy from a baby. There's a lot of other things I could do. Yeah. So
Well, you could follow the dog that seemed to have no owner and lots of expensive stuff.
it's not every day you see a dog with a hood and a basket and a harness. So yeah, follow the dog.
Okay, so I am then going to give you a see if you freak out test.
See if I freak out test. All right. What's that?
That's different.
I think it's exactly what it sounds like.
Yep.
Yeah, you
Right.
roll and you see if you
I don't
freak
know
out
what
or
I'm
not.
rolling.
I think it's a cool.
It is.
Play it cool. What the hell is that?
Good doggy, nice doggy, come bite me, doggy.
Yeah, that
There
does sum it
is
up.
no Dana, only Zul.
Just getting together the dice pool for you.
Well, I've got 4 green if it's cool. Whatever the skill is, it's going to be basic.
I was gonna say it depends on whether or not you're upgrading, but it looks like Martin upgraded for you.
Okay.
It's also the fact that Bolt's actually super stealthy, so he probably also just like blends into the shadows and like you lose sight of this dog and you're like, what the fuck?
I was gonna say, yeah, it looks like Martin upgraded before you could upgrade. Normally he offers.
Well, at this stage, he wasn't choosing to make the check. So while you're following this dog,
That does not look good at all.
No,
that looks
it's not.
really bad.
Yeah, it is. If you thought my role to try and help Jane was bad, your role is worse.
Hmm.
Oh no, it's not worse. I thought there was a despair there, but there's not.
so
you're okay.
that was 5 net failures and 2 advantages. So as you're following this dog around, you get this big flash in your mind as you start seeing the world for the first time through astral eyes.
Okay. Don't see that every day. What am I seeing through astral eyes?
So you see, instead of this wolf-like thing, you're seeing something out of a horror movie. A wolf man about 2 to 3 times the size, glaring at you with glowing red eyes, fangs, dripping blood,
Okay.
and it looking at you as if you're the next thing to eat, as the puppy seems to turn around towards you at that stage.
Okay.
Back
off.
I didn't do it.
And you're
I was
basically...
gonna say, I missed what Jamie said.
what did Jeremy say?
Like I said, this week discovered that ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
And you hear the astral voice say, dinner's served.
Okay. All right.
And you think you're dinner.
I know. I get that. I am trying to just not create a reaction, but gradually increase the distance and get the hell out of there.
Running?
When I think it's a dog, it's going to be faster than me.
Yeah.
So backing off until safe distance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just diving behind cover.
Well, even then,
Because the dog didn't see you, the astral presence you saw you.
Oh, so it's not the same thing, is it?
It seems to be overlaying the top of it.
Oh,
Which is why
okay.
this astral thing saw you, and then the dog started to turn around to look at you.
Okay. Well, duck around, hide, get out of the sight. That would be my instinct there. Hide, I think, is
Okay.
the thing.
So you manage to hide, and you just hear the sound of the footsteps continuing on.
Okay.
You've heard
And
those
that
footsteps.
astral vision's gone.
It sort of faded away at that point. And
Peek out and have a look. Has it come back again?
no, the dog's gone. But you realise that you've been hearing those footsteps many a time while you've been sleeping. That dog's been around you far more than you've seen it.
Okay. So, all right. Okay.
So it might be new to you, but you're not new to it.
All right. Okay. Well, I don't know what that was about.
I would quote Jeremy again, but I don't think it needs to be.
Say hello to my little
Wait,
friend. I
wait.
mean, little puppy.
Wait until you're an elf and you can astrally see everything, and then you look at Flogger, which was the troll with the door.
Mm.
Okay, so
Remember, in the real world, he's still just a bad dog.
Oh.
Those mean words.
You are so lucky Bolt is not actually there.
okay, so Desrin, having the bad dog thoughts, finally reaches the his supervisor in the Ancients.
Uh-huh.
He's currently cleaning other people's tents.
Did you say claiming or cleaning?
Cleaning.
Cleaning. So
Okay.
your supervisor isn't high on the rung.
No, that guy.
But he's officially an ancient, so...
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's so good.
And
that
as you
Shadow
show up, he
can't
goes,
see this.
"Oh, you're here. You can take over."
Yeah. It is so good that Shadow can't see this.
Okay. Okay, did you get my message? I think I've got some information that might be a great value.
Well, if you like, I can look over it while you finish the cleaning.
Yeah.
You're not above doing a little hard work, are you?
Take a look, take over. Yep.
Okay, so he pulls up a chair, sits down, and plugs your whatever data you gave him into a data pad.
Yep.
Okay, so while that's happening, we have Shadowstar making it into the building finally.
I'll head upstairs to where I last saw.
Inside the building, you can see Freya here on the on a landline phone. It's wired into the wall. That's just so weird. Having a conversation with Trixie.
Well, once I find out who she's on the phone with, I'm like, no, this makes sense. I understand, though rarely seeing why a landline's involved. I will. Once I realise that she's talking on the phone, I'll step back to a respectful, non-eavesdropping distance, and wait for her to finish.
Okay. When she finishes, she gives a big smile in your direction, saying, "Well, that's well timed." Trixie just put in some order for some carrots. You can fit some in the car, can't you?
Provided they are completely covered and there's no logos. I currently have a friend in the car that has some issues that I was actually going to ask Trixie about some advice for helping with. So
Trixie sounds like the name of a bunny.
yes, Trixie is actually a dog shaman, a canine shaman.
Not animalistic, but has a dog as her totem.
Primal.
As long as she doesn't try to chase me like a greyhound.
She has primal.
No, that's bold.
And
Yeah,
she's very beneficent as a person.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm like, they could go in my boot, right?
Yeah, that should be perfectly fine.
Yeah.
How many can you take? She's asked for 6 crates.
Do I know if 6 crates will fit in my boot?
You could easily fit 3 in the boot, but the others might have to go on one of the seats.
Look, I'll put my jacket over them, even though that's something I very reluctantly will do.
Or you can put the bunny on the bike.
There's
Desmond's here.
Oh yeah. I can see if I can catch Desmond before he goes. Look, I'll make it work.
All good. So what can I do for you?
Is there somewhere private we could talk?
Well, this building's mine, so
Okay.
it is fairly private. I got friends staying in tents.
Well, the subject that I want to talk to you about is extremely sensitive.
Sure. There's no real electronics in the house, so fairly easy to check for bugs.
Okay. I also would prefer only your ears only, if that makes sense.
That's good.
Okay.
Then in which case we'll go down into the basement.
Yep.
And that way no one can do the whole listening through the windows and walls.
I very much appreciate your accommodating my request.
Okay.
Follow her downstairs.
So down in the basement you find yourself in a weapons vault.
There's things here I really want, but I'll keep my brain focused, and so I'll give her the backstory on
my friend Robin and how she's been murdered. And
Yes, I'm so sorry to hear that. It must have been a bit of a hard blow.
Well, even though we hadn't been in contact recently, we were very close at one stage. And as you know, SoCal was assisting Robin, and I believe it might actually be one of the reasons behind his attack. I believe maybe the people who killed Robin were waiting for SoCal to leave his fortress, and unfortunately he did so when he was worried about us, and that left him open to this attack. Could it be wrong?
Well, it has a high probability depending on who you're pissed off with as well.
Well, at the very least, it's the Yakuza, Renraku, Sadakrop, and the Mafia. So, you know.
So, yes, I would tick yes on any of those if it was just one of them.
Yeah. Well, that's why we're in the basement, and I'm trying not to look at all these weapons that I really want to put in my pocket. There's a few here that I think a few of my friends would love too.
Possibly, but they are hard earned, and some of them have, shouldn't really be taken out into public because you might get arrested.
I'm only admitting to drooling over them, not to actually wanting to take them. I have the actual data from Robin, which we have passed on to a number of investigative journalists in the hope that they might be able to at least bring what's going on to light. However, I don't think that justice is going to be achieved this way, and I don't have the resources to analyse this data.
What sort of justice would you like?
I'd like to know who's responsible. I'd like to be taken off the corporate kill list for being framed for stealing money I didn't steal, because I did not take for any of those corporations. But I guess what I'm giving the information to you for is I feel that an entity like the Ancients might be able to make very good use of it.
The Ancients might be able to, but they are beholden to the Tirtangir. And the Tirtangir is aligned with Sadakrop.
Yeah, okay.
So there are quite a few problems with that, and I've personally had a lot of dealings with the Golden Devil of a Dragon.
Yeah, I have a feeling that I'm going to have more problems with them, but mostly I want the Golden Dragon to know I didn't steal his money. Renraku did. Because I don't want to be killed by a dragon.
So,
I'd like to be killed by a regular person.
If you think it's going to make Sadakrop happier with you, then I could quite easily be a negotiator to make sure it falls in the dragon's lap.
See, I'm not sure if that's necessarily a wise
Well, it means that Sadakrop is aware of Renraku's dealings.
And the Golden Devil of a Dragon is well known for being malicious, spiteful, and petty when it comes to people messing with his things.
Can I leave it with you for safekeeping for now? And if I get killed out, by all means, give it to the Golden Devil. But if I don't and I'm able to negotiate something else, maybe come back to you?
You can. I do have a few places here I can store it that will keep it out of public access.
Yeah, I'd like to... I have a feeling that you guys will be able to make use of it, but I'm not sure giving it to Sadakrop is the right thing to do with it.
Most of the Ancients will try to blackmail them.
Yeah.
And try to get some sort of bonus to up to their standing in the order.
Fair. What would you do with it?
Me, I have no need to gain standing in the order.
This is why I came to you. So I guess
I'm more of an advisory position where they, when the guy in charge doesn't know what to do, wants advice.
well, some advice, please, then.
Okay, well, she would recommend trying to get Sadacrop on your side, because if he has a marker on you, this may be enough of a carrot, no pun intended, to get him to remove that marker.
Fairly sure it is. I don't know to certain. I guess this is why I wouldn't mind having a little bit more time while this information is in your keeping to determine, is it indeed Sadacrop that were coming after me when I was originally fired?
Though the issue of using it to gain leverage with the dragon only works if it hasn't been made public.
You see, that might be too late.
If it hasn't been released to the public now, you have a small window.
Okay.
As long as he gets it before someone else tells him, the person who tells him gets the kudos.
Can I do an insight for myself to see whether or not I think that this is the best move from my terms of the mission?
From
Because it means no one's getting that bequest.
From your perspective, if you get the kill marker removed from your ID, it means that if you do happen to use your real ID, you're not going to trigger hunters after you.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I've been trying to do for the last, since I become a Shadowrun, is try to figure out how to remove that, because
and then
it's a problem.
With it dropping on the public not long afterwards, you could still get the best of both worlds and still get paid, as long as Sadacrop gets it first.
So I could still preserve the bequest reward money for my companions?
Mm-hmm.
Which case, that would be the way I will go. If they can still get the bequest money, but I can get the marker removed from my original sin.
It would be you and Jane getting the bequest money.
Yeah, but I'm prepared to give bequest money to my my companions for their help in this. Whether or not Jane wants to split her share is up to her. But my plan is to still be, no matter how much work they did or didn't do, I'll split fairly in my group, because that's what I've always done, that's who I am. So I will make the decision then that if you can negotiate with Sadacrop and the Gold Devil, I will try my best to still get the information to go public the way we want it to, so that the bequest still ends up in our hands and we can distribute the monies as we choose.
She'll let you know when it's done.
Thank you. I will proffer her a small gift that I have been preparing since I saw the flowers that she kept leaving at SoCal's hospital side, and give her one very hard-earned real paper origami flower in the same shape of the flowers that she sent. I think it was sunflowers.
Well, you realise that the sunflowers were grown here.
Yes, I can't give her a real sunflower, so I'm giving her one that took me many, many pages of paper to actually form, and there's a spot in my apartment that's full of crumpled papers, knee-high, as I tried to make a decent enough one to give as a gift.
Yep, so she's quite tickled by that. And she says she will. You should head off so she can get in touch, because she believes the time's ticking on this one.
All right. If I can get help with those crates, and if you,
I saw you had a troll out there. I'm sure he can carry most of them himself easily.
All right. Well, to shortcut things, I'll go out and get Womp, and I'll make sure there's a cover for the crates that have to go in the car.
As you're about to head out, she says, "Remember to make use of those who are stronger than us, because hey." They got to feel like people too.
He's a person.
Yes, but if you ignore their strengths, they sort of feel left out.
Oh, he's got a lot of strengths, and many of them aren't in just his physical strength. Thank you very much. I will put Jane in the front seat. Put the crates that have to fit into the back seat in the back seat.
Smell of carrots
I will
permeate the
have
car.
covered them with as heavy a canvas cover as I could have stolen. Not stolen. Persuaded them to have got me. Wouldn't it have been good to have a raven around right now? And she could have sat on top of the crates.
I didn't know you were collecting carrots.
Neither did I.
Neither did I. I would have stayed home.
We will head over to Trixie's, who might be able to help Jane with her problem, and carrots.
And then moving over to Jeremy, who's hearing the his supervisor going, "Oh, this was like this is mint. I can do something with this."
Sorry.
All good.
Says you done the right thing, Sonny. I can make this work. No more cleaning tents for me.
I don't know how this is going to pan out, but it's still amusing to hear.
I'm sure there'll be one opening in the ancient soon.
So this is how Desmond gets up in the ranks. He gives the information to the peer above him. They get killed off. He goes up in the ranks.
Yeah. Yeah, I
We've
reckon.
discovered his cunning plan.
Yeah.
Yes, because in the ancients they do shoot the messenger.
Oh, my plan all along.
Oh, he has to get into the ancients somehow.
Well, he's already in.
Yeah.
He's just currently a pleb at the moment.
He needs to get up those ranks somehow.
So what does Desmond do, realizing that, well, things might not go badly for the person he gave the information to?
This was the expectation. Certainly when I was in my head, I was thinking he was going to give it to someone higher than he nearly didn't rank up, but certainly I'm sure that survival. As I said, the idea is that he was providing information. Actually, he's not providing all the information or anything like that. It was merely just a few tidbits that were useful and relevant to Seattle and maintain particular activities in Seattle. And the aspect being that, hey, he improved his name and his standing by apparently having access to these sources. Going forward, like I said, his goal is complete.
Okay.
He's not quite as lofty as he was hoping for. I was thinking of, but it certainly fits the goal. So.
He thanks you for the tip and gives you 5 credits.
Brute.
Oh, that hurts.
But he says you don't have to worry about cleaning. He'll get one of the other plebs to do it. You've earned your time with that.
Before I take off, I'll text Ezra that I'm going to leave and I'm heading to Trixie's. And so that I don't just walk off and not tell him that I've gone.
Thanks, kid. It's water.
At least it was better than a single credit. So he did think enough of him to give him 5.
It's 2 quarters.
Yeah.
Well, and considering his probable income, 5 is probably a significant portion of his income available.
I was going to say if he's an ancient pleb, he probably doesn't have a huge income right now.
Exactly.
And so as you're walking out, you see a message come up on your link, and then notice Womp carrying crates to Shadowstar's car. And you see the golden-haired elf you saw earlier waving to them as she heads back inside. You remember her from the club?
Yeah.
Currently not dressed in ancient colours either.
Mm-hmm. So, take the royal note, but then keep moving on. There's the obviously Shadow was Definitely a bit confused or thinking of himself thinking, hang on, he's not wearing ancient colours, but he's sitting around naked. He was seemingly you can tell before, so he's going to just have a think about the process and work through potential aspects.
Okay, so yes, then you bump into Shadow. Apparently you're a bit distracted thinking.
Did you get your business dealt with?
Hold on.
Okay. We've been given a consignment of carrots to deliver for the ancients to Trixie's, so that's where we're heading. Even though I'd like to get some advice from Trixie about helping Jane, who's developed a very strange reaction to carrots, I'm pretty sure Jane shouldn't travel in my car while it's full of carrots. Would you mind giving her a ride to Trixie's? I'm fairly sure she just might kill someone with those carrots.
How many boxes are we talking about here?
I have 6 crates of carrots to deliver. And while I can fit the crates and Jane in my vehicle, I have this intuitive feeling that for the preservation of my dear life, I should not put her in the same vehicle as those carrots.
It's going to be some John Wick moment.
And I'm pretty sure you can't carry 6 crates of carrots on your bike.
Well, not on the bike, but I could get a van.
Look, for time convenience's sake,
If you reckon you can fit them all in the car, all good. No worries.
I was just thinking it would be not just kinder and more compassionate on Jane not to stick her in the car with carrots, but also better for my health and Womp's health if we didn't combine these two things. So if you're happy to give her
fresh food?
carrots in particular. Look, when we get her out of the car to get on your bike, you will see the mental effect that carrots have upon her. And just take my guarantee as an arcanist that what you're seeing in this physical realm is not as concerning as what's going on in the metaphysical realm. So please give her a ride to Trixie's.
Yeah, all good.
Yes. If she goes into your head, she'll definitely be going down the rabbit hole.
As a player, I'm just saying, I'm surprised you did not con some fuel money out of me.
Well, you got paid 5 credits.
It would have been a prime opportunity of, well, it's going to take fuel, an extra body on there. I think,
Technically, it's because of the fact that it's basically on his way home, he's nearby.
Yeah.
And considering he offered to go and get the van to go to the country set, of course, he would have charged for that, but actual doing work.
Well, Shadow's not completely without a clue. She had a feeling that if you had to go get the van, that there would be fees involved, because it then would become a job. So I presume we can head back to Trixie's.
Yep. Okay, so on the street outside of Trixie's, you find yourself unloading as a group of orcs seem to be showing up.
Okay, orcs.
Pulling up in their bikes with their red colours.
It's a Crimson Crow.
Some of them are commenting, has anyone seen a dog around here lately?
I see. Yeah. And is there a raven on the streets snooping around?
Yeah, Raven just happens to be nearby because, well, you keep getting sounds of dogs nearby, so you haven't been wanting to interact with the other dog you saw with the horrific visions you had.
Okay, lots of dogs around suddenly.
Well, now there's orcs as well. Looking for dogs.
Orcs looking for dogs.
Mm-hmm. Orcs of unusual size.
Okay. Do I recognise them?
You see a human walking out of Trixie's that greets the rest of the party members.
No, you think you see a human, but if you still have that vision of being able to see the astral realm, you'll see the human looks exactly like the really scary dog.
So do I see a human or a scary dog?
You see a human, and
Okay.
you're actually telling him things he can't see.
Oh, okay. So that doesn't work that way then.
It only works if he's choosing to astrally see. He hasn't actually got control of that yet.
Oh, okay. So that was just like a random.
It's more of introducing his character to things that are coming.
Okay, so it was just a random sort of flicker thing that he had, not just like
He was following
regular.
a dog, and he got some feedback.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I didn't realise that. I thought it was something you could do.
He
Regularly.
didn't choose to do it, which is why he didn't get the choice to upgrade the chair.
Oh, I see.
And I said that at the time.
Yeah, I was looking at someone with a 30-second memory here.
I
I
did.
will do better.
All good. So yes, you see a human walking out, ignoring everyone, and walking
Okay.
down the street.
And what about these orcs? I don't recognise them
No,
at all.
he
They a
greets
gang or something?
Shadow and the rest of the party, and then continues on.
Oh, what was that?
Do I recognise these orcs? Are they a
you-
gang or something?
They are one of the major gangs of the city.
Okay. What's
An orc-only group that apparently have a beef with a dog of unusual size.
Okay. I don't have any sort of history or relationship with them at all.
They would have beaten you up on numerous occasions just for being human.
Well, I've avoided them because that's the way they operate. All right, fine.
And at this case, they'd probably be mocking you for your short stature, tiny ears, small eyes and teeth,
Okay.
tiny little nose, little itty fingers.
Okay.
Ability to set them on fire.
All right.
I was going to say I will encourage Raven to join us in Trixie's.
All right. Head over to the other side who I can now see.
And
Evening, boys. You're not after mischief around Trixie's place, are you? As I'm unloading the carrots.
oh, carrots! You got us carrots. That's so nice of you.
No, these are Trixie's carrots.
Yeah, Shadow will also make her presence known between said orcs and carrots so none can be nicked.
But if you ask her nicely, she may share them.
Well, we never ask. We just take our tithe.
Yeah.
One crate will do, they say.
Not happening. And I'll dead stare at him. Not happening. These come from the ancients, and they go under Trixie, and it's not happening.
Just put the A word.
And
I wouldn't have said ancients if I remembered that they were rivals.
in SoCal's room where Hollow is working, red lights start to flash on, and a alarm seems to have been tripped.
Oh, okay. Was it something that I did?
As you're looking, there seems to be a feed coming from down the street with danger orcs. With Crimson Crush being detailed there as currently mischief makers and hunting for party member.
Oh,
Really
okay.
flogger in a van.
Known to shoot humans for being weak-willed pink skins under their belief system.
Great.
Rival to the ancients.
Yeah, rival to the ancients.
Well, if Desrin's behind us, the ancients thing will be a bust anyway.
So this alarm, I'm presuming, was set up by SoCal.
It was. It was one of the things. One of his little agent programs was watching.
Okay. Because I like Shadowstar, I'm gonna give her a call. And just be like, "Hey, I'm in the server room. And this alert's just come up saying that there's a whole bunch of orcs after somebody.
Yeah.
That's apparently a friend of yours.
Yeah, no, the somebody's cleared out that they're after, and they're safe. However, we might not be, because they currently want our delivery. And I'm not in the mood to be pushed around by a bunch of orcs. So this might get fun.
Just said Jane's pretty pent up right now. Does someone need to get hurt?
As you're looking at the screen, you see each of the bikes has a exploit on their vehicles that SoCal had put into them at a previous time.
Oh.
Hollow's just like, give me a minute, and I'm gonna see if I can do this exploit.
There are multiple options. You can push button A. You have no idea what it does. Button B, no idea what it does, and button C, and no idea what it does.
I'm sensing a theme here.
And I can't do any roll to ascertain what it actually does.
SoCal gave no instructions in his code. Obviously, he remembered what he was doing with each button.
Right, okay, but then there's no clues in the code to what they would actually do.
Normally from what you've seen in his code is plan A, if that fails, plan B, if that fails, plan C.
Oh, okay, so, alright, well then, plan A it is. Cool.
Okay.
Let's try it.
Okay, so you push the plan A button?
I push the plan A button.
Okay, so while you're standing there thinking all these things in front of the Crimson Crush, we're getting a Jane just wanting to bust out and show these Tuskers what they've really been doing wrong.
Yeah.
You hear the sound of their motorbikes go to full rev.
Fine.
As two of them just take off down the street, dragging behind the orc, who has no idea why his bike's been locked on full acceleration.
So the orcs are on their bikes, and their bikes have just taken off.
Well, they had sort of done this, stood right next to it. Two of them were still holding the bike, and the bikes just took off while they were holding it, whereas two of them had just seemed to be over-revving to the point the engine's now making pinging noises.
So I get back on the phone and I'll be like, is it fixed now?
There's something wrong with your bikes, I think.
And two of them
this
just...
is the opportune time to give them stick.
Two of them just seem to shut off with the accelerator going too fast. Seem to have some safeties on them.
Yeah.
I like it how Raven's ready to rub it right back in.
In the wound, let's go.
As you see the person who's been dragged off trying to raise his finger to point at you as he gets dragged into a pole.
That was helpful.
Yeah, Walt was stepping forward in front of the elves and that, but now it looks like the orcs have lost control of their vehicles. Okay.
Just confirming, so Shadow with the Patrick character gone back to Dixie, with Pixies. Desmond's been following along behind. When you arrive at Pixies,
you're surrounded by a group of Crimson Crush bikers.
How many?
About eight of well, I say 6 of them. And 2 of them have just been dragged off.
Yeah.
Well,
One of them
I'm
into a
looking at
pole.
they look at the aspect of there's potentially action or events happening before then. As I said, Desmond's in full ancient colours at the present time.
Yes.
He is, but they haven't actually
Cloth.
tried to hassle you straight away yet.
And
Yeah,
they
they-
noticed him.
You were sort of in the background to these people carrying fresh food.
Okay.
I'll say again because I don't think I got an answer from Shadowstar. It's just be like, is the problem fixed now?
So I was going to ask for an initiative from people as they can roll a vigilance check.
Yep.
Sure. Alright, let's do it.
It's all the die rolling with all this
I
roll.
don't have updated.
Desmond's basically lining up. He bends the pins and crust ahead of us. He's making a call to James saying,
Oh, you're good at vigilance.
Like a
Oh,
hero.
wow. Well, we don't know what the purple...
I-
Do we have purple dice on this?
No.
No problem with that.
Not for vigilance.
I got 2 success and 2 advantage.
Okay, Jane's is 3 green and
Jane just did her.
Oh, sorry, not Jane. Shadowstar's is 3 green and blue.
That's whatever that is.
2 success and 2 advantage.
2 success, 2 advantage. Shadowstar got 2 success and 1 advantage. Okay, what is Hollow's vigilance?
My vigilance. Okay. Sorry, I'm not quite refresh my page after getting stuff. 4 green.
Okay, so that works out to be 4 successes, 2 advantages.
Wow, nice.
And what was Desran's vigilance?
I'm not certain because I'm not actually seeing my character sheet. I think maybe 2 green. Or maybe a yellow and a green.
Okay, where we go? Desran. Vigilance is 2 green.
2 green, yeah.
A success and an advantage. 2, and I do have. What was once?
1 yellow, 4 green.
1 yellow, 4 green. Well, that's going to help.
No, triumph is good.
1 triumph, 4 successes, and 2 advantages. Okay. Okay, so a party member gets to act first. What would you like to do?
Well, Declan certainly wants to get a shot out to try and actually take out some of these very quick before they actually try and pick on a lone ancient.
Jane's had enough of everything today. She's pretty keen to just walk up to one of them and kick him in the knee.
Just a rules question. Is it basically alternate one of us, one of them, one of us, one of them?
No, it's based on.
Okay, well, the thing is, I actually wanted to go first as well.
It's based on how the order goes. So if you get triumphs beat successes, successes beat advantages, and the number of those determine where that party slot goes.
Okay.
And the same for the NPC groups.
Okay.
Because it can actually end up being the party goes all first, the party goes all last, or it mixes all
Sure.
the way.
Yep.
It's sort of different, like in terms of like D&D, that we can, regardless of who's done the roll, we can pick who goes first.
Okay. Well, all I could do is I could weaken the boss if you want me to, but apart from that, I can't do very much. So I'm happy for someone else to go first if you don't want me to weaken the boss.
I'd love to.
I want to see James
I'd
kick
like
him
to
in the
go
knees.
first, but
So,
the point is,
Desrin was the one who spoke up first.
as I said, it was the sort of thing that Dick took immediate action with the idea of sending Prince across in what he started to think of as his territory. Means that he gets accepted that James things might get a bit hairy and he pulled his pistols and taken the shot.
this is Trixie's place, you know that.
Okay, so Jeremy, what is your range like?
It's at least 5 dice, 3 of them are yellow, I think 3 yellow, 2 green, and there should be at least a couple of blue in there for acting before then. The picture attack or something.
So I can bring it up quickly on here as well. So range light is 3 yellow, 2 green.
And he also gets you the quick strike, I think it's called. He's got 2 ranks off, I think.
Quick strike, if you attack before they do, you get to add 1 blue dice per rank, and you have 2 ranks in it.
Yep.
Are you going to aim?
Yep.
Would you like to take 2 strain to aim twice?
No, I probably don't need to open that. I think I'm thinking of surprise, so I'll be able to, the idea is to try and take out one of them at least.
And are you going to shoot at the one that looks like the leader?
Yep. But the main point is take advantage of surprise to take someone. So.
Okay, did you wish to upgrade your check?
Yep. In terms of mine, you can take out one of them and maybe leave one alive, so don't go to that area again.
Just hang their corpses at the front to leave a message.
Well, at least it would overshadow the smaller carrots.
Okay, so Desrin, you got 1 triumph, 2 successes, and 5 advantages.
Right, so you quit twice.
Right, yeah, so I'm guessing that he's moved up to his original name of Deadshot and put the bullet between their eyes.
So technically you could literally shoot 2 gangers and the leader.
You're gonna do 3 in a row again.
Or you could make sure you take the leader out and shoot another one.
You probably double shot the leader and then move on to the next one. So.
Okay, so say you use the triumph on the leader, he is dead. Then you can technically do the 5 advantages to take out one of the street gangers.
Mm-hmm.
And with your weapon doing
You go skip face. Remember?
6 space, yep. So that means it would be doing 7 damage. And with their circle 4, that means it wouldn't be enough to take out a third one, but hey, you would have wounded a third one.
Yeah, okay. And basically, after doing that, taking the shot, taking 3 yellow. This is access territory, out of here, Crush.
It's just down at a turf war, and it's not the area.
I don't know if it's a turf war so much as the ancients, I thought, already had some kind of.
Ancients and Crimson both have the same areas that overlap because they're Seattle wide.
Right. So they're already
Like
is a
it's
turf
got-
war.
Yeah. But the Ancients and the Crush are big enough gangs that they claim Seattle, whereas some of the smaller gangs claim an area within Seattle.
Yeah.
That the Crush or the Ancients will generally allow them at certain times. I didn't want to have the feeling at the moment.
And I believe at this point, the person who next said they wanted to go first was we have Jane and Womp both saying they wanted to go.
Well, one's
Guys,
just
did get the
destroyed,
warning to
so
know
I
that
can't.
Jack was about to act.
Desmond's just screwed everything up.
Why has Desmond screwed everything up?
Well, this is Trixie's area. It's supposed to be neutral.
At which point, Desmond could quite easily have stated that they threatened in the space.
They were making threats and claims in neutral ground.
They technically did because they said, "Oh, we'll take our recompense of one created carrot."
Well, actually, no. I'll still go if
I was going to say, in simpler terms, they started it.
So, Ross, the other thing is we also had Jane saying that they would go.
Yeah, but I think the rabbit will probably go for me anyway.
Well, the rabbit had warning that Decker was about to shoot.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, what would Jane like to do?
So we've got how many orcs still standing?
You've got 3 still standing, one of them bleeding.
Yep.
Surprisingly.
Alright, so Jane will move up to the closest one and basically just deliver a rather lethal kick to the legs, see what happens.
Okay, so what is, I believe your melee is...
that should be brawl, I believe.
brawl, yes, brawl.
Brawl?
It is brawl because you're not wielding a weapon.
No. Alright, so it's 2 green, 3 green and 2 yellow.
Okay, so it will be against 2 purple because that is the usual melee.
Okay.
And they do not have armor to make it life better for them. So you take out the clear ones first because they're already discounted. You end up with lots of advantages, but no successes because the 2 successes cancel out your.
Aren't those?
They're failures.
Those are successes. Those are failures, right?
So the triangles are failures.
Yep.
Those ones are threats.
Right, I was the other way around. Cool.
So you ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 advantages. So with 6 advantages, you could do a lot of funky stuff with the running around.
Yep, that's true.
Damn. Because the only reason I started this fight was I figured Desmond and Jane would finish it.
How does the things like when upgrading combat checks work?
Too.
But I'm not quite
That
sure.
was unexpected.
Okay, do we want to go back to do that? Let's see.
Because I've got feral strength, frenzied attack, lethal blows. That's what I'm just trying to.
Okay.
It's just
Those ones need successes to do anything.
Give me
Yeah,
a sec, Ross, while I'm looking at it.
We're looking at, did we roll the correct dice?
Frenzied attack, I think, changes.
It increases your damage.
No, it does not.
That's not.
So that was saying give me a
I'm
chance.
thinking
Frenzied attack is about taking strain to increase your check. So she could have taken 1 strain to roll an extra yellow dice, which we might do instead.
Yes, please. That will.
We'll redo the roll properly.
Sure, I'll do that.
Yeah.
And
Yellow.
just
Well, it
checking
wouldn't be
to make sure
much
we
of a
Is there anything
playtest
else
for
I need to do?
beginners if you didn't learn how to do it.
Yeah, you get 6
that's why I'm just
advantages.
asking
Sounded
the
like
question.
fun.
It can be. The advantages
blows
without
us on
successes isn't the end
criticals,
of the world. Just
and
like not
feral
having
strength is on.
a weapon or combat skill.
Unfortunately for you, precision doesn't do much.
Yeah, I think that was just a. So they came with the Alright, let's see how this goes.
Precision is fantastic for Bolt. Bolt has cunning. So that is a lot better.
Yep.
As that ends up being, so these 2
Cancel out.
cancel out. That comes out. And that ends up being 1, 2, 3 successes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 critical hits. So, 5 advantages making a critical hit.
Okay.
So on a punch, 5 advantages is a crit.
Okay. So.
What a crit does is auto kill a minion or a rival.
So instead of
Shame it's not
just
scissors.
instead of taking out their knee, I literally just took the lower half out from underneath them. With
Or
swing.
pretty much you take the knees out and they come down and just see the head splatter.
Yeah.
And because you got enough advantages, you can add them to your strength, meaning you're dealing 7 damage. But with feral strength, that pumps it up to 10.
Yep.
Meaning that the second person who you also kick on the way through also goes down. Because if you're not trying to be non-lethal, you have to call that before you
Oh
roll.
yeah, no, I wasn't going for non-lethal. I was.
Or be using a weapon that's only non-lethal.
Yeah,
So-
the stun guns are well, the taser gloves were not used.
So yes, you see Bunny go bad, and 2 orcs bigger than the bunny just look in horror as they go sent flying with swift kicks.
It's not bad bunny. It's bad bunny.
When bunnies go bad.
Bunnies go bad. Hollow would like to go next if she could, please.
I think Womp was
Yeah.
waiting
Yeah.
as well, so...
No, Womp's basically given up when we start diplomatic side.
Oh, well, yeah, no, I wasn't going for the diplomacy. I was really
No.
hoping that Desrin and Jane would show up and do the shooty.
In which case, Hollow is up.
Okay, from my perspective, he'll have plenty of time to talk to them. They'll listen, they won't move.
Yeah.
What would you like to do? Push button B.
plan, Yeah, no. So I haven't had radio silence from Shadowstar.
No,
She hasn't
I did reply to you. I said kind of.
So also
kind of.
she also hasn't had a chance to act yet. So I was saying she can answer when it was her turn.
Oh right, okay. Anyway, so I think I've had radio silence from Shadow. Failing that the problem hasn't been solved, I am going to go on to option B.
I was gonna say I was hoping you would go a bit more random and choose C, just to,
No, well, SoCal was very methodical, and I kind of like that in a hacker.
Fair enough.
Okay, so as you hit button B, you don't notice anything on the cameras, on the footage. Whereas Jane can hear the static discharge from their bikes, and the grunts of pain from those still touching their bikes.
You tased their bikes.
Well, most of the bikes
no,
are.
their bikes are tasing them.
Yeah.
Most of their bikes are built around an electric engine.
Yep. So it's redirecting the current to something else.
If someone knows how to deal with things, you can, really mess with these things.
I want to know how Sokol got hold of these bikes if he never leaves his apartment.
He pays people.
It just was the intermediaries.
Yeah, that's true. Raven, probably.
I have no idea how to mechanical.
Oh, well, you'd probably be given step-by-step
What will be
instructions.
happening is
It's on a bike.
here's this pluggy thing. Go to that thing, plug in that thing that looks like this,
Yeah,
and give you a picture of what to plug it into.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can do that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Although whether I'd want to do something more.
Well,
that sounds pretty boring.
It was more about playing a practical joke on someone. Is how it would be worded to you.
Okay.
So yes, it is the boring option you've pushed so far as you can tell. Do you just jump straight to the next one?
Do I have enough actions to do that?
It'd be the equivalent of a maneuver. You could simply push to the next one as well.
Sure. Let's do option C, because I didn't see like cool bikes like riding away and over everything on the cameras. So yeah, option C. That sounds like fun.
Okay, so when you hit option C, you basically see all the nodes just disappear.
Oh wow.
The bikes just explode.
No, you just fried all the electrics.
Yeah, no, those bikes, they're not going anywhere. They're dead. they're gone.
I was
So
going
are
to
the
say,
orcs.
this sounds like something Hollow can appreciate more.
And then after hearing that static, you just get that smell of burnt wires.
Okay.
Your bikes are almost as screwed as you guys are.
As you see, the two bikes that were dragging people off just flip and tumble because the wheels locked as the power went off. So while they're dragging along at high speed, they just tumble. And there's just bangs as they run into things.
Who's this guy tell us off for making such a mess?
Okay, so that was Hollow's go. Who would like to act now?
No, hang on, before we move on, Hollow's going to make some notes on SoCal hacking. It's going to go with something along the lines of not subtle but subtle, really subtle, and dead.
Can I go next?
Yes.
I want to
right.
laugh and taunt at them.
Okay.
I thought you were bikers. You can't even handle your own bikes. They don't like you either.
I think this is a good
Vicious
time to
mockery.
throw in.
There's no. I didn't have any. I was going to roll whatever.
So this does really work well for Raven. Let's see, what have we got?
There's something in there. You say you don't have anything, but the GM's looking it up because you got something.
You do have lots of different things. I do love the kill with kindness.
Kill with kindness is on charm and leadership.
Yeah. But I just love the wording of it. So yes, you can do the intimidate with coercion. You can do the
I want to make them feel really small and pathetic.
that is coercion.
I'd say that's intimidate with coercion.
Okay,
Yep.
not my best one. That's my worst one. But okay, what does the plausible deniability give me?
So plausible deniability gives you the blue dice.
Either remove a setback or add a boost dice.
So most of the time it's
So 2 blue and 2 green. Okay.
it's 1 blue because the blue's already on there.
I bet if I've got 2 levels of it.
You got 2 levels of it.
Well, that's what I printed out. It's plausible deniability, learned tiers 2. Oh, it just says tiers 2. Have I got 1 or 2?
So you learned it at tier 2.
Oh, okay, so I got 1. Alright, okay.
So I have to keep track of which tier you learned it at.
Oh, okay.
Because
Okay, so that's only 3 dice. That's not very good.
Look, that
you can spend a point to upgrade one of those
I
dice.
want to succeed on this, I really do, so I'm spending a point to upgrade, even though it's a pathetic thing to do.
Well, that's okay. The person you're dealing it to has this. This is his defense against you.
Yeah, alright. But yeah, there's only I only got 2 good dice against 1 bad dice. It's very easy to fail on this.
didn't you
You
get
got
3 dice?
Yeah, well the blue usually comes up blank. Haven't you noticed that?
The blue technically is the only one, and the black that have 2 blanks.
Yeah, I know.
So it's 1/3 chance.
So
of
what have
blank.
I got?
You got 2 successes and an advantage.
Okay.
He does look terrified.
Okay. All right. I want him to feel small and pathetic. That's what I want.
He does also look small and pathetic at the same time, but it may also be the electricity running through him and the fact that his bike is now a doorstop.
I'm satisfied.
It's
That
very
or a
small,
bud with a full
small.
bunny lady just kicked his 2 of his orcs out from in front of him.
I was going to say, or Desrin shot their leader and one of their other ones.
Okay, so you hear the most high-pitched girly scream you've ever heard out of this big, bulky, manly troll.
Where?
You didn't think they could get that high a pitch.
Which troll?
I can swear that James kicked him in the wrong place from the sound of that spear.
Probably collected on the way through.
Oh, the boss, is it?
This is not the boss. The boss got killed. And all his friends got killed.
Desrin killed the boss straight up.
And he lets go of his bike, and as he just falls over and starts running down the street.
Okay. Well, that was over pretty quick.
I need
And
to go
look,
wash my legs.
Shadow just picked a fight with 8 orcs, didn't have to raise one finger, and they're all dead or dealt with.
All right. Investigate the
To be
body.
fair, Shadow might think that she picked the fight, but they're going to go like bloody on shooting first.
Yeah.
Pick over the
And,
bodies.
but
But
Okay.
for Shadow asking you to bring Jane to Trixie's, you may not have had the encounter.
You managed to gather up about
Absolutely.
Particularly
100
interested.
credits.
Okay.
Quite a bunch of useless stuff that you can trade.
Okay.
And
Any chance of an ID out of that? I guess? No,
He's-
they're criminals too. They don't have IDs.
They're criminals, they don't need IDs, but you can pinch the gang colours if you wish to run around as a orc wannabe.
Nah.
They do have
Are
to.
they worth any money? Like if you sell
No.
them?
You could sell it as an authentic Crimson Crush
Lighter.
thing.
Lighter, colours, burn, throw onto broken bike.
You've just gained respect from Desmond. Or at least approval.
As you see down the track, the guy paused briefly at the one orc who survived with 2 broken legs from his bike flipping after pulling him down the street, and then start dragging him on his back down the street further.
I will wave goodbye.
Does Desmond pull out his continue using his pistol to make them regret it?
Oh yeah, he's going to shoot them both.
If he doesn't
No,
jump.
okay, if they're going off, like I said, it was from Texas perspective. If they can run and tell them that, hey, hang on, it's not safe down there anymore. Desmond well, James already jumped off the bike, so Desmond's duties are done. He'll turn around and get back to the dead cop building.
I was going to say, you also need to leave some alive to tell the others not to return.
So how many does it take to deliver a message?
Only one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're all. I play half an item, but hey.
Between the two of them, they might deliver a single message.
Yeah.
I will continue to help Womp take
I'll just
crates
carry
of
the stuff
carrots
back in.
into Trixie's.
Yes, you do find an amused Trixie looking on.
Well, I'm just glad I'm not in trouble for the mess.
Well, as long as you clean it up, she doesn't care.
Oh no, that'll be Desmond's job.
She watches as Desmond's just taken off down the street.
It'd be desperate and bunnies.
I did not litter the street with the bodies.
Well, do you burn the bodies as well?
I think burning the colours is enough, really. Yeah.
Destroy the evidence. Might as well. Just in case.
Oh, okay. Is how much fire do we really want around here?
Enough.
All right.
I
think
know
Jane's a
enough
bit of a
now
hard.
from just overhearing that conversation.
She's
I don't
just a
wanna
bit
be
angry.
alone.
There's been a lot of bunny bashing recently, and she's had enough. Everyone's.
Hello eventually gets back on comms and is like, hello, Shadow, hello.
And,
are you now?
And you can see on Trixie's window, she's advertising Easter.
Alright.
Easter weekend's coming up.
Hot cross buns. I'm not sure.
Hot crust buns, eggs, and chocolate
Isn't
bunnies.
it a bit early? Isn't that supposed to be? Isn't it November or something at the moment?
So,
No, it is actually in the middle of March.
Okay, all right.
No, sorry, April. It was in early April.
presuming that
Yeah, the 11th of April.
still on the phone, I will tell her the problem has been dealt with from various sources. I presume you were the one who was dealing with the bikes.
I'm starting to learn that SoCal is very tricky, and I will be interested to learn how he did that.
One should not underestimate SoCal as long as he's in front of a computer.
I aspire to be like that one day. Hollow out. And then you hear the comlink go dead.
Yeah, I've
Drop the comlink. Dunk.
just as she's hanging up, I'll be hanging up because I've got to have my hands full of carrot crates and I'm hoping to get Trixie's advice, help with Jane's stuff, but I'm worried that Jane is going to do the same thing to Trixie's place as she did with the Orks,
if she's surrounded too much by all of this rabbit-inducing triggers.
Well, you also see she does have chocolate Easter dogs because she's a dog shaman after all.
With stuff like that, I can appreciate. Like, it's not just me bashing.
Oh, you know what? Even better, when Bolt was walking out in human form, because Trixie probably warned him that the Orcs were inbound. You probably saw him like munching on chocolate as a human because that's the only time he enjoyed the deliciousness of chocolate. He's just like biting the ear off this chocolate dog.
If I transform, I'm gonna get real sick.
If I transform before digestion, does it work like that, or is it fine? I'll have to experiment.
Yeah, I mean, this is the whole Trixie's like you gotta get better at being human spiel. So.
And then next time he turns human, finds out, why have I broken out in all these strange lumps? What does that mean?
Why am I ratchy?
Here is some skincare cleaner.
Yeah.
To keep that horrible pink skin free of pimply bumps from the amount of chocolate you eat.
It's okay. It took many months for the sunburn to heal because didn't want to stay in human form because it hurt.
Until Trixie gave him the sunscreen, and I say that in quotation marks because it's hilarious. That's how Trixie sold it to Bolt. Was this sunscreen will make you feel better?
It's for those of us who don't have fur.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you're invited in for a vegetable casserole.
No carrots, please.
Well, the carrots have just arrived. She says she doesn't grow them locally because, well, to be honest, they don't turn out so well here.
Got nothing to do with the toxic waste dump that's underneath where we're living.
No, it doesn't have anything to do with your toxic waste dump.
What do with the dogs chewing on it?
Yeah.
Considering I give my dogs carrots in their food as like incentive to eat their food, yeah.
And she's a dog shaman after all, so she does have dog spirits.
Makes sense.
Maybe you should grow some spirit carrots then.
She looks at Womp and says, I don't think you know what that means.
It gives us diarrhea, just by the way.
I don't need to find out more.
She does thank you for the delivery. She was hoping things would work out. And she looks at you and she says, yes, I see you're having a little bit of trouble there, child.
Yes. Lots. I need to get the pictures out of my head.
Well, she can remove memories if that would help.
I don't know. Would it?
Well, if she removes too much, you won't know who you are, but
if we could get rid of the carrot memories, the psychological torment, that would be worthwhile.
But you might not remember why you left. Or why you hate certain people.
That is true.
Is there an alternative for her, even if it's not an immediate?
She asked, have you tried hypnosis?
I did. Could I get some pointers on doing it better?
Well, she uses crystals as her focus, but to be honest, she finds it a bit hit and miss. She gets a bit distracted by the crystals while she's doing it.
Presuming I could do a better job at it, what kind of crystals would I use?
Hypnosis. I can do that.
You can.
Mine's a little bit more violent.
If you're striking the person, then you're not doing it right, she says.
Let's not use violence.
Yes. Because it gets returned.
I believe that your god of violence is probably not the one we should ask.
My other question is,
Works on humans, but I don't know about bunnies. Might be too squishy.
yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah. Being too squishy is the issue for a hat.
Just remember, bunnies have big, sharp teeth, and even your skin won't protect you.
It's not the teeth I'm worried about, it's the bloody feet.
What's that?
Don't worry, they come after the teeth.
No. The feet seemed a bit more scarier because I just saw what she did to 2 orcs.
That would be why you've dragged some blood in here.
I need to take a
Apologies.
shower.
We will
Well,
clean it up.
We have water in the back. Just try not to crush the plants.
I will try.
Excuse me, Miss Trixie, I have to ask, what is it? Why do you want so many carrots?
She does do a carrot cake that is a favourite amongst some of the locals.
Okay,
But she trades it for other stuff she makes.
okay. I didn't know there was a market for carrots.
There's always a market for fresh food.
Okay.
And she has connections up in the farming co-ops as one of the few places you can grow food they can't.
Okay. I just have TV dinners in the microwave, or street food.
She just shudders at the TV dinner thought.
And microwave, and once you get off the street, okay, rat on a stick, but
Rat on a stick's perfectly fine, she says.
Okay.
Lots of protein.
Crunchy too.
Depends on how they do it.
If they're cooked.
Yeah.
That might not be rat on a stick. That might be crusty shells.
I was going to say, concerning Jane and the hypnosis, as I understand it, anyone with arcanist, primal, or divine capacity is able to do the hypnosis.
They have the capacity to do so, yes, though it does seem to work best with those who are trained in logical methods of doing stuff.
So I was going to say, is there a better one? So I guess possibly the arcanist is.
It is easier for an arcanist to do it than it is for someone who asks a divine being to do the work for them, or someone who believes the power of nature compels them.
Yeah. So basically, I go the power of Becky Thump and hit him over the head.
She looks over at one and says, "I'd rather you didn't hit them over the head."
It works.
Presuming Jane is willing, I'd like to. Do you have any crystals I can purchase or borrow?
She can, just not sure how well they'll work because they are designed for nature magic.
So where would I get one would I go to, say, my friends at the Children of Sophocles?
They would probably have access to some mathematically cut crystals.
That is kind of, I don't
You could
wanna
contact
mess
Dragongas,
that
she'd be able to steer you in the right direction.
Yeah, I don't want to mess this up on her. She definitely doesn't deserve any more trauma than what she's already got. So I think that's if she does but is willing to go through it again, I'll get a crystal from them. Thank you for the advice though. It's good to know at least where to go.
Yep, and I believe next session we'll be dealing with the dinner and the
And Perry Springer.
Perry Springer, yes.
Oh, can't wait to get to marry Perry Springer.
Yeah, I think Gary was hoping for Perry Springer tonight. I'm sorry.
I was hoping for that.
Well, depending on how we went, we would have advanced to it, but having the Crimson Crush show up and see just how nasty things can go against people who aren't prepared.
Yeah,
Oh,
no.
I don't know. I think they're pretty well prepared.
But I don't think the Crimson Crush were prepared at all.
No, our side.
I don't.
Yeah, and here I was just basically going to negotiate them to leave or have suffer consequences.
They left.
I was prepared to step in and do that as well, but
What,
sometimes you just need to have some violence.
Doing up with the same, a couple of them left, and they took on practice.
I was gonna say, Womp, have you met Desrin? Do you realise his last name is Deadshot? There's no diplomacy.
Yeah, this is supposed to be neutral territory.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the Crimson Rush came in here.
Inside her house and yard, like neutral territory. Outside the street.
I'm actually quite happy with the result. You know.
I think the rabbit needed to get rid of some of her excess.
And plus, you might be able to trading tasks.
And I'm pretty sure Desrin's happy having
possibly
established his territorial footprint on the area where he lives.
Go with that. I'm sorry guys, but I'm very tired. I'm going to actually log off quickly.
Yep.
Have
a good night.
We will go to end credits then.
Thanks very much.
Good night. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I'm going to be heading off too since I've got work tomorrow.
all good.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Yep.
Thanks, Martin. Thanks all. Bye for now.
Bye.
Yeah.